bush. I need to pee.
Your dragon's protection must be a welcome thing indeed. You should thank him.
Not every dragon is like you, Michael. Unfortunately.
We've both been rejected by the world. We both feel the same threat. And yet, here we are, fated to kill each other in the end.
You've grown strong, Mikhail.
Zero, you big dummy. This is a story of 6 sisters. In a world protected by the power of song. But one of these sisters seeks to bring about the world's ruin. And she won't rest until all the others are dead.
You're the monster who made the intoners in the first place!
Get on! Let's beat him together!
This is exactly the kind of insane world I've always wanted. How delightful!
I must do this. It is my role.
I am just an idiot.
Oh, Send!
I suppose. Really gets my
This silence is mine.
Hey everybody. Let me unmute my good friends who are joining us once again today. Chloe, you can speak. Oh wait, no, hold on, you can't speak yet, my bad. Chloe, you can speak.
Hi, hello.
James, you can now speak.
Oh my god, thank God.
Just audio just blasting.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
That's
joking.
good. I like the bit. So we're gonna do a little. How do I make this smaller? There we go. So we're gonna do a little. I wanted to just show off something a little special, actually.
What now?
Can I go
this
find a
time before we
bush?
start
I
the
need to
stream.
pee.
So let's just mute Drakengard. And
Wait, what are you doing?
oh, that's weird. It's not. I was gonna show.
Jaden, tell us about this.
Let me see. Oh, cool. That's actually pretty interesting. So switch to that. Unless that doesn't work, I guess.
Are you switching sources?
Well, I was trying to see if I could switch sources on here because I had queued up sources, but now I don't actually see them. Where I thought they would be.
Just stream your whole desktop. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.
This is the quarantine content. Yeah, this is in fact me learning how these things work. Automatic.
You should just. I'm noticing that the U.S. Army Esports is streaming too. I think you have like the same time slot as them.
We should raid their. We should just raid their stream.
Yeah, and then you'll do that, and then they'll raid your house.
That is unfortunately. they're gonna swap me like do the live stream SWAT thing to me.
Yeah. Did you hear like the recent thing that they did where they were like they said something very like they just made like a I don't think they made a Holocaust joke, but somebody commented with a Holocaust joke and they just repeated it on stream.
No, what happened was someone followed with a like anti-Semitic name in reference to the Holocaust, and they were just like, "Oh hey," and they like read the name out, and they were like, "Thanks so much for following." Just like no hesitation.
By the way, I finally figured out how to do the thing I've been trying to do. So I'm now gonna share it to you guys. So I just figured a fun little thing is, as people know, I had to do a lot of off-streaming grinding for this to work.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta get a bunch of weapons, right?
Yeah, I had to get all these weapons and bullshit. I don't know why it's not letting me now change the video that I'm showing to you guys when it was letting me do that earlier.
Do you have to? Is it because I'm seeing the?
You still seeing the game?
I'm seeing the game, or no? In stream, I just see mission failed.
Oh,
I see the video.
Oh, you see the stream? Okay, you see the mission failed.
On the stream, I see mission failed. I could probably watch it from Twitch, so
okay, yeah.
So you don't have to switch it for Chloe and I.
Perfect. So I wanted to just give a little sample of the kind of stuff I had to do to make this work. I wasn't realizing, by the way, that I was recording my audio, so you get to enjoy this terrible DJ mix I was playing as well.
Hell yes. Actually, hold on.
Very quiet. Let me see if I can fix that.
Oh, this is just Drakengard music, right?
Yeah, no, this is what Drakengard. Well, that's part of the music that they make you play for this. Oh, haha. I think this is the right one. So this was me realizing that on this first run here that I just immediately fucked up and so was screwed. And so I was just like, well, all right, I'm just gonna let them kill me. And it took a full minute for them to kill me.
Oh, they're doing the best.
Because a lot of these side missions, it's kind of just like, not like frame perfect, but there's a lot of times where you're just like, if you just don't get it, that's it. Like, like you gotta try again next time. And this is one of them. I believe this is one of the ones I had to do to either get a sword specifically or to like unlock the thing that let me get a sword.
Mm-hmm.
How do I, Lovelane, how do I sound now, by the way? So yeah, this one is, okay, yeah, I think I figured out what it was going on with my mic. So this one is you have to break open these 3 chests, basically, to get the items inside of them while you're also fighting these enemies. And I literally had to, like, get this, like, the series of weapons and jumps to, like, get it correctly. Because if I don't do that dash there, by the way, they will hit you with an arrow and knock you off the ledge.
God, it's like, Anne Orlando.
Yeah.
And it is timed. With each increasing one, it gets harder. So I basically spent several hours doing this, including actually watching Tenet while I was doing this at one point.
Nice.
So this is
Nolan would be probably pissed off.
By the way, this also happens. Where in this one, there's a giant dog in front of the chest that you have to get. So you have to try to get the thing without getting killed by the dog immediately.
Oh, jeez.
Why does that dog look like it's from Kingdom Hearts?
It's a Cerberus. And so as you can see, I have one chain, so I almost have it open. And then the dog jumped in front of it, so I couldn't hit it. And then I got a game over.
What? Did you get it eventually?
Yeah, I think I actually, to be fair, did get it immediately on the next one, which was very nice.
Like a true gamer, you learn from your mistakes.
Exactly, like a true gamer. All right, cool. So that's gone now. Let's get on with the other. Let's get on with the actual game. By which I mean,
so this is like
this
is the last like mission, right?
Yeah. Well, so
like the full.
So this is the last route, Route D, and then there's also the DLC, which I'm pretty sure is a lot shorter. So we'll probably be able to also do it tonight. And if not, I don't know. Maybe I'll stream with it. Maybe I won't. I'll see. I've heard really mixed on if the DLC is actually any good. Honestly, like even from people who like Drakengard 3.
Is there any kind of recap we all need?
For...
Oh yeah, because Chloe, you weren't here for the last one.
Yeah.
I can't give you that recap.
But I mean, I guess you're starting a new branch, so.
So yeah. So Branch D is about halfway through the mountain area, and essentially what's going on is that at this point we've done a bunch of side branches and a couple side missions for Accord, who is essentially the person who has been documenting and recording all of the things that are going on with these weird anomalies and all of these weird like split timeline events that are going on with you and your sisters. So now this is kind of the last branch to be cleared out. And then it's from there, they're going to kind of like, I assume the people that she's working on behalf will be choosing sort of like what branch is going to become like canon to their history. Also at this point, we have learned that the flower is some sort of parasite, that you need a dragon or a dragon's like blade and a powerful person using it to kill a person who is an intoner who has the flower. And that the real reason why Zero has been trying to kill all her sisters is because the flower is actually going to destroy the world. And so she needs to kill all the intoners and then herself in order to save the world. And that she was kind of lying to Mikhail about what was going on because she knew that Mikhail wouldn't want to help her because Mikhail is the one who has to kill her at the end of it. So at the end of the last route, which is one of the downer ones, you kill your sister, but your sister's dragon kills Mikhail. So now you don't have a way for anyone else to kill you, and you start puking because of the flower's parasite. And basically it's implied that it's like, oh, I need to desperately see if like Zero needs to desperately find someone who can kill her before the flower becomes too powerful. Hi Merritt. Merritt's into chat.
Hi Merritt.
So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Is the last route, and Accord, the person who's been observing and recording all these, is like, this route is like really bad. We're just gonna seal this one off because this one is gonna end in the world ending. And now this is Branch D, the last one.
Oh boy.
The famous final D branch.
Divergence. Branch D.
See, that's what it stands for, is divergence.
A single decision can change everything. So what do Zero's decisions mean for this world? Will they bring about salvation or destruction?
Oh wait, I just realized I have this
There
muted.
is one last branch to follow. And it begins in the land of mountains.
So did you get any good weapons when you were unlocking any?
Probably.
How many weapons are there that you have to get in this game?
A lot.
That baby
Something
scared me.
Oh yeah, he's got his baby head on.
I forgot about it.
Let's see what he has to say.
Are you really gonna kill all your sisters, Zero?
That's the plan.
But why? You really want their intoner powers that bad? I mean,
She's
what are you
doodling in
gonna
the
do with
in the
all that
notes.
power anyway?
Hi, Dragon Cat Man.
I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it once and
Hello.
for all.
All right, well, let's talk to everyone else.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to stick with me for so long.
Well, being free isn't really freedom, is it?
Wow, deep. So deep. My mind, it is blown.
Dragon, this is the last ending, right? Route D. And then we technically have the DLC, which is all prologues.
Shut up before I kill you. Or better yet, just die on your own. Now, where were we? Oh, right. Me hanging with you and all that. Honestly, I don't really care why you're running around doing all this killing and whatnot. Personally, I'm having the time of my life here. I mean, watching you slash and maim and kill all these ugly bastards. Seriously, I'm loving it. You're the best.
So is this considered like a good ending, or is it a bad ending, or the true ending?
You'll see. This is, I believe, the canon ending.
I don't know if you can really
Because I'm pretty sure it's what sets up the events that happen in Drakengard. But the things in the other endings with making pacts with your dragon and with the start of the Watcher's cult are all also canon to the world
I see.
of Drakengard. So all of these things are kind of like parts of what leads to the world that is Drakengard. But because of the everything with the flower going on with you, you've essentially caused multiple timelines that end up informing the world that becomes Drakengard 1.
Maybe we could get it on tonight. The game is afoot.
Get it on? Hey, you guys shouldn't fight. We all need to get along.
Makes a good point.
Worry not, dear dragon. Zero and I couldn't get along any better when it comes to this.
Tonight? No. I gotta wash my hair.
Hey, Zero, let me play the Get It On game too.
That's not a good idea.
Why not?
They're talking about fucking, right?
It's arm wrestling.
I mean,
he's too strong.
Drop it, Octa.
Oh, come on. I want to know. If we're all friends and stuff, why can't I play the Get It On game? Huh? Come on, let me. I bet I'd be real good at it.
No. And Octa's not playing tonight either.
but the burning passion in my loins.
So sad that Robbie isn't here to get extremely angry
Just
at,
remember,
at these disgusting horny men.
is ready for full deployment at
I just love how long that whole conversation went.
Just like, welcome to the final route. Anyway, if you talk to this guy, you're gonna have to spend like a minute trying to talk around the fact that he wants to fuck because you don't want your dragon to know what sex is.
I'm fine.
You don't want your dragon with a big baby head to know what fucking is.
I put it on him so that everybody would remember that he's the baby.
I'm fine. So stop worrying. You're starting to piss me off.
Oh, your words are deliciously painful. Your flower has grown ever more beautiful.
I like when
Painfully so.
dialogue was clearly recorded at like different times, so they're just like a completely different tone.
It's compressed differently.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for you to see more footage of Decadus in general. He's just
Well, they now serve you, Lady Zero.
Yeah, I think I really like Decadus. But I think my favorite character might be Dito because it's just the Sora from Kingdom Hearts, except like a little like killer
little
weenie
twisted.
guy. Well, yeah, like he's like Sora but Joker-fied.
It's like Sora, but if they did a crossover with like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac instead of Disney.
I just can't help my devilishly.
I'm weak for scent because I love dumb himbo characters who are like written like they're anime villains, but he's like literally just an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry.
So sorry. All right, let's go. Yes.
Hey,
Huh? What is it?
I need to tell you something.
Uh-oh. You sound serious.
I take it you've noticed your cravings by now.
Huh? What do you mean?
For those who don't remember, Mikhail ate 2 of your sisters in like one of the other routes.
I know how you look.
Oh, okay.
In toners, I mean.
No, that's not true. I don't look like that at all.
Don't worry, it's fine. That's just how dragons are made.
But Zero, I...
Enough talk. It's time. The final.
This is a metaphor for about how Mikhail is gay. Is a little gay baby.
Hey, EA Games. How's it going?
Hey everyone. Oh, here we are, the land of mountains.
So what chapter are we starting? Are we branching from?
2. So that's part of the reason why they mentioned like you're gonna have to get them to kill all their intoners is because at this point I believe the only intoner you've actually killed is 1.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Thanks for the directions, chum.
Oops. So yeah, right now we're on the way to kill, Lady 5 is the only one we've killed. So we're on the way to kill Lady 4, who is Decadus's intoner.
Oh, have you played Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter?
I haven't. I don't. Is it if it's an RPG? I actually do not play a lot of RPGs, but I am always interested in weird games. If it's just a weird game,
Like a pretty standard JRPG series, or am I not?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was like, isn't it kind of standard?
I don't know anything about.
I don't know anything about I never play RPGs. Is Dragon Quarter the one where you die over and over?
I get enough role playing just posting online.
Hey, I get enough role playing in this freaking hell world of 2020. Am I right?
This normal world. Listen, I've got enough roles to play between gender. Slowly relearning the combat system after I haven't played this after getting all the swords for like a couple days. And instead was playing, I think, Land of the Dead, Fiddler's Green. Not a good game, by the way. Very broken.
Land of the Dead, Fiddler's Green?
Yeah, or sorry, Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green. It's the zombie tie-in game for the Land of the Dead movie.
Oh.
I have to manually remind it to let me use a gun every time I start it up. Because for some reason the default like control scheme doesn't include the ability to fire your gun.
I'm sorry, Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green just sounded like a made-up name, and I just had to Google it.
Ow.
It has GameSpot gave Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green a 1.9 out of 10.
It's not a very well made game. It's that's actually pretty bad. I'm thinking about like that era of games. Like you had to be like a really bad game to get like a sub 5.
People are saying you would like Dragon's Quarter.
What's Dragon's Quarter about?
It's the Breath of Fire game.
Oh. I'll probably like it. I'll give it a... what's it
Lovelane says that the first 4 Breath of Fire games are pretty standard, but then Dragon Quarter goes off the rails.
Oh, fuck. I do love that. I love especially when, like, very...
Where are they going?
They're having trouble getting up the ladder to kill that guy. Or not up the ladder, up the stairs.
That rules.
Yes. Got him. I don't know if they just aren't programmed to go upstairs.
I mean, stairs are hard. You know, it's like an incline.
Oh, the game with the
think
dragon counter. Merritt's talking about the dragon counter in that game. I have heard of that, and it does sound like something I would find interesting. What were you saying, James?
Oh, no, nothing. Just yeah. I think pathfinding in this game sucks, especially with like any vertical pathfinding. It seems like people just get stuck on shit.
there's all those like great moments from like the previous streams where a character will like fall kind of like off of the edge of a cliff, but they'll just be stuck on the cliff. Oh. Ow. Alright. Dodge. Time to use my favorite strategy in this game, which is just holding down the sphere until it's, or my spear attack until it's done. And then summoning a dragon.
Nice.
Everyone think of the PS5 showcase today.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you catch it, Jay?
I didn't. What? Who won? Who won the PS5?
Xbox.
I'll tell you one thing. It's not my wallet.
How much is the PS5?
It's
Gamers won.
shit. How much is? I should know this because I've had.
It's $500 for the disc. For if you want your PS5 with a disc drive, it's $400 if you don't.
Yeah,
What,
so both
wait,
the
hold on.
Xbox and the PS5
Yeah.
are $500.
You have to buy you have to pay an extra $100 for a disc drive. So if you want to watch Tenet on Blu-ray,
If you want to play if you want it to play video games, it'll cost you an extra $200.
yeah.
Bro, I hate the future.
It's funny. The PS5's launch lineup like fucking sucks.
Well, they've got
Yeah.
the Control Ultra thing. Okay, well that's enough of this.
So one funny thing that happened was they announced Demon Souls. Well, they announced it a little while ago, but they showed a new trailer for it and like gameplay and stuff, and they said that it was coming to PS5 like on launch and would also be coming to PC.
Yeah.
So it's like a PS5, like a PlayStation console exclusive. But then they were like, "Oh no, actually, it's not coming to PC. That was a big mistake. It's going to be exclusive to PS5." But it's, I mean, I'm just speculating here, but it seems pretty obvious that it is coming to PC, and they meant to not announce that yet because they're trying to sell the PS5. Because I mean, like, they did the same thing with like Death Stranding, sort of.
Oh yeah, because I
like,
thought
"Oh, yeah,
Death Stranding's whole thing was that it was going to be a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, they did announce like pretty early on that it was coming to PC, but they were just like deliberately very vague about it.
Yeah.
Also,
Also, Chloe, you've got a bit of an echo.
Oh, do I?
Just as a
Shit,
heads
it might
up.
be because of James's mic.
I'll try to turn down the input on mine.
Oh yeah, and then there was the Harry Potter. Yeah, Collegiate Goth. Thank you for reminding me.
What?
There was a trailer for a new Harry Potter game.
What?
Great timing.
Yeah.
Great timing. Also, like, in what's the universe? Is it like, is it just like, yeah, we're making a video game based on the first Harry Potter movie now?
I think it's just like you're in Hogwarts and it's like an RPG, I think. And
Yeah, I mean, it just
Yeah.
looks like a next-gen version of like the old Harry Potter games, just kind of like an action RPG, sort of.
That's very funny.
I always think about that one video of those people like
Oh, the old Let's Play one?
yeah, where
Yeah.
they're playing a Harry Potter game and like some guy called into like their voice chat and was just saying how depressed he was.
So
and like how his life wasn't going anywhere.
The best part about that is that like he didn't call in. That's like their friend who's always on them anyway. Drink coward. On me.
Oh.
I unfortunately don't have alcohol right now, so I'm drinking some Soliol, but my roommates might get some. Yeah, no, that is from an old group of Something Awful Goons, and that is just their friend who is almost always on them and was always very depressed. And just in the middle of one of their episodes, he just goes on about how like about how his like life isn't going anywhere.
Wait, that makes it way funnier. I thought it was just some random person who like was a guest or called in.
No, it's like one of their friends. So it's like he could have talked about that at like any other point.
Oh, Jay. Actually, the one thing that I was excited about in the PS5 showcase was they showed like a teaser for the new Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Oh my god, is it
like,
coming to PS5? Wow, he keeps dodging.
Yeah, and it's like next gen graphics.
That's
it's like
very
3D.
Funny. The gifts are .wm .w .webm files.
So I don't know. This is perfect because I'm trying to get. I'm
You're
gonna
about
be
to
playing
become
all those
a
games
Freddy
soon.
streamer.
About to become PewDiePie. But yeah, other than that, like it kind of sucks.
When
I don't know.
when you become the Freddy streamer, you should have like one-off ones where you stream like the bad Freddy knockoffs or like weird fan games.
Oh, that would actually be really fun to do like a couple fan game streams.
Yeah, just like all of the like knockoff Freddy, Five Nights at Freddy games on like on itch.io or on Game Jolt.
Just do a bunch of like the clones, like not even the outright fan games.
Yeah,
but just like the ripoffs.
I think you could do two, like one that's like one stream that's just fan games and one stream that's just like the weird clones and ripoffs.
Yeah. You could also just play Roblox, all the like Five Nights at Freddy's games within the Roblox universe.
Yeah. Oh.
We should do for Halloween, maybe like a Halloween stream, or at just some point in October, do a stream of just like a bunch of like Slender ripoffs, just like games from that era.
Oh my God! Actually, I would
from that like 2-year period of indie games.
That would actually be good because the game I might do like a 1 or 2 stream off thing for this. I think I've decided where I was gonna play Lost in Vivo, which is like feels like a love letter to that era of horror game.
Remember when we streamed the Hat Man, which I bought on Steam for 30 cents?
Was that the one that we then we like refunded it immediately, or was that a different game?
No, I think this was like actually before Steam even offered refunds. It was a while ago, so
Okay.
if you don't remember, it was like
no, I do remember it because we played a lot of weird games. I just don't remember like which ones were which. Which one was the one where we found the title of the game in the game universe?
Oh, like as an like a floating asset. It might have been that. Actually, I think it was that one. Hold on.
What'd you say? Leave it, Dido. Concentrate on the battle.
So Dido and Center are arguing again, and I'm using a dragon to destroy this man.
Why are they always fighting?
I mean, Cent is really smart and is always like saying things like hegemony, and Dido.
Did he die? Nice.
Hello? Where did he go? He like went flying off of the level, but then like was also flying like above the site, like the skybox.
Jay, I sent a link. It was the. I'm sure the image will jog your memory. Also, it was 20 cents.
I remember this.
Let me look at this.
I bought that for 20 cents, and then I also bought a game.
Okay, I remember.
I forget what it was called. I bought another game for 9 cents, and then I bought like I was just buying like I think it was during a Steam sale.
Yeah. No,
and I just sorted by like price, like lowest to highest, and I just bought up like a bunch of like games like that.
Me and my roommate were Robbie, I think, were talking about like the problem that we have with a lot of people who stream games like that is that they don't really understand like why like playing those games themselves is fun. It's always done in this like, oh, I can't believe I'm playing this shitty thing, and so they'll like keep playing it long after they're like having fun with it. But I think what was always fun about when we would play those games is that the second the game stopped being fun, we stopped playing it.
Yeah.
We'd be like, well, that was funny. Okay, time to move on immediately because this is now getting boring.
I think
we actually beat the Hat Man though. I think.
Yeah,
because it was really
fun.
short.
Yeah,
and it was good. Yeah.
I think now, like, what's funny about that is like there's a whole culture now, especially on Steam, around like very inexpensive games for people to ironically stream. And so now people are just making like bullshit junk games that are specifically made for streamers to be like, holy shit, what the hell, anime girls, but it's World War II?
Wait, have you ever seen games on Steam that have like 30,000 achievements and are like designed specifically to just be like achievement farming tools?
Oh yeah, because people can farm those for achievos and then also use that to like decorate their profile.
Yeah,
right?
you get like Steam points, so people just like sneak games onto Steam that just give you Steam achievements.
What do Steam achievements do? Like, do they do anything extra?
Well, it's like games that have like trading cards and like I actually don't know if achievements give you anything specific. There was a reason for those existing, and I'm like not recalling it. But
I think a part of it is like the
let me look it up actually.
reason, because I know that like you can decorate your Steam profile with achievements.
Oh,
so it would
they
be
give
like
you
a lot of
points for
achievements.
Steam levels.
Yeah, and then yeah, it probably I assume also gives you points for that. Ow.
Anime standing. Yeah, that the whole anime series of like anime World War II, anime Red Dead Redemption, anime Death Stranding.
It's very strange. It feels like games version of like when there was all those like bad like shovel like straight to DVD like blockbuster horror films that were like intentionally like dumb self-aware bad horror films. Because the idea was just that they were to like be quickly rented and like laughed at essentially.
Or they were just like games that felt, or like movies that were just almost intentionally to like trick old people into
the
buying.
Oh no, they were absolutely, yeah.
Just like snakes on a train. Yeah.
Snakes on a train.
It's still very weird that not only did Mystery Science Theater come back, but that one of the movies they did was an asylum film. And that they specifically did Transmorphers.
Y'all ever browse through PS4's theme store? I haven't been through PS4's theme store.
Oh, they're also definitely of that. There's a lot of things where it's just like, it'll be like Princess Di, and she'll be tweening to look like she's breathing, and it'll be called like Princess Di Tribute PS4 theme.
Wait, people can have custom PS4 themes?
Yeah.
What?
Robbie's is Corn Love, where it's a giant close-up of a rotating corn with saxophone music.
Oh, that one looks really good.
I do remember that.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's no way you guys haven't seen Corn Love.
There's a 9/11 memorial.
I just didn't know that there was a store where you could download your custom themes. Or like upload and download them.
I like the idea of the PS4 World Trade Center one, or like 9/11 tribute one, and somebody being like, the freaking PS4 store has more respect for our troops than Donald Trump. That's just an idea I had.
That's like you should like. Is there a way you could upload ideas to the theme store? Like, are they made by users?
I assume.
Could I make like just a Benghazi theme?
A Benghazi like never forget theme.
Just like a Benghazi, they had it coming theme.
It's themed specifically around that post that's like the last person who banned me from a forum died in Benghazi. My whirlwind technique.
Going back to spooky games though, the new Amnesia, I don't know if you saw this, but the new Amnesia is coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited actually. I almost put it on my wish list, but I decided since you were gonna play it, I'd probably watch it through you and then decide if I want to pay for it, because it has like a pre-order, like it's like slightly on sale on pre-order.
James, for your weren't you gonna stream Amnesia: The Dark Descent for your stream?
Yeah, on this Sunday I'm gonna be playing.
Oh shit!
Amnesia.
I would definitely love to be in on that.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Oh
game.
yeah, if you guys want to join, absolutely.
I
haven't played the game in so long.
I like just played basically a bunch of Remedy games. Like I obviously I played Amnesia, but I played that one, the really bad sequel that wasn't made by them, which I didn't know.
Oh, you mean Frictional, not Remedy?
Oh yeah, sorry, Frictional, Soma, and then I played 2 of the Penumbras before I realized that the Penumbra games aren't.
Are you talking about A Machine for Pigs, the one that the Chinese Room did?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was that one had some like okay moments, but it was.
I kind of like that one a little bit.
I mean, it wasn't the Dark Descent. It was more of just like a I don't want to say walking sim, but.
Well, it's like a game from the Chinese Room who made.
Yeah, that's what they're good at. So
it sounded like their kind of game, or it played like their kind of game. I did really like Soma though, which is the other game that they did.
Yeah, I mean, people hated Machine for Pigs because it was different from Dark Descent.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't have like cool stealth sections and stuff. It was just kind of like a walk through haunted house. Which, I don't know. The Chinese room's good at that, I guess.
I love haunted
The
houses.
music was. I think the
They're
music was
scary.
good. I actually don't remember, so maybe it wasn't.
Was the music by what's her name?
It was, yeah, it was by Jessica Curry, so that's why I'm like, I remember it being good, but I also at the same time don't remember specifically any tracks from it.
You don't remember the theme from Amnesia Machine for Pigs? Where it's like, Machine for Pigs. Na, 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 na. Anyway, you were asking earlier how many weapons there are. And the answer is a lot. These are just swords.
Jeez. What's the
Vaginal
best
sin.
one?
Once a woman.
Once a woman. Definitely, that's the best one. I've got the Edgelord's Flame. I've got... you know what? Actually, let me see if I can upgrade any of my currently equipped weapons. The problem with getting all of these, like, late-end games, like, weapons... is that you would then have to relearn, like, you would have to learn how to fight with them, even if they're better, and I just don't really want to do that. So I don't.
Good evening, Drakengarders. Is it Drakengard or Drakengard?
Drakengard.
Okay. Like dragon. Drakengard.
Well, the game is called, like, Dragoon in Japan. I feel like I just dropped a chunk of food on the ground, but I can't find it, so... Oh yeah, I did unlock the ability to carry more potions off screen as well.
Nice. Are you gonna need them? Is this last part really hard?
I remember the last fight in this scene being very, very, very hard. Or like the last battle at the end of this route. I don't remember the rest of the route being particularly difficult.
Oh, okay.
The proper term is not people of bad taste.
Zero.
The proper term is trash humpers. That's what fans of Drakengard are called.
4.
Oh, sweet Zero. I
There's my
realized
stupid
something.
bitch sister 4.
We don't have to be scared of this world. Because once I destroy it, there won't be a world to be scared of anymore.
The flower's taken her over.
This entire world will sing for me.
Sophia, come to me.
So for those who don't remember or weren't here for her, Sister's 4 whole thing is that she was the, quote, virgin intoner. So she was supposed to be the very, like, pure girl next door type of idol / anime character. And Decadus, who's the masochist pervert, was her disciple because he not coming was the horniest thing in the world for him. Anyway, now my sister's gone crazy because of the flower, so she's going to actually try to destroy the world. Whereas in the original route, her main thing was that she thought that you had been taken over by the flower and was trying to save you.
No.
Wait, is this sister 4 or 1?
This is 4. That's why you're also surprised that she has a dragon now. Oh. Ow.
Right. No, dummy. You're not a demon. Plus, I'm special, okay? I'm different.
Oh.
Oh yeah, speaking of,
Oh, this music.
I want to mention Final Fantasy in the chat. They announced a new Final Fantasy. Was that like a new announcement for Final Fantasy 16?
Is it
I
finally
think
the
so,
frickin' final
But
one?
I also don't know anything about Final Fantasy, really.
Just waiting for the big fuck me button to appear on this guy. Whoa.
Yeah, it seems like most Final Fantasy fans just play FF14 now.
Ow.
Yeah, everybody I know who plays Final Fantasy plays 14, and they all have their avatar be one of somebody from that game.
They also all have side Twitter accounts for talking about it.
Hell, why can't I remember what else they talked about? Like what?
Is it? Do you spend? It's because of the smoke.
I like literally
damage.
spent
we all
all
have
day
brain damage from the fucking smoke fires.
Yeah, the smoke's been really bad out here. It finally went down from being all caps very unhealthy to just regular unhealthy.
Yeah, we can actually measure it now on our smoke death inhalation chart.
It almost reached hazardous yesterday. That was fun. It was like 280.
Yeah, I hope everybody in the chat's safe from the wildfires.
And if you're not, thank you for watching. Well, when you should be not watching, you should be evacuating.
If you're just in an evac zone, like if you're just in some like school gymnasium, fucking panicking about your house possibly being burnt down.
Thanks for joining. Let us know and we'll give you a free sub.
We'll gift you a sub.
You can use the forward-facing Doge emoji.
If you send us proof that your house was destroyed, we'll send you a free sub. I shouldn't make that joke. I'm sorry.
Why? We're from California.
Yeah, I guess
we're
I can
all
make
allowed
that
to
joke.
make that joke. What? Okay, so I guess ramming him when he's doing that isn't gonna work. Ow.
Yeah, one thing that's really funny is before we, when we were moving from California to Washington, we left the air purifier at James's parents' house because they live in the North Bay, which is like what catches on fire.
Everything that you guys like didn't bring to Seattle has been what you've needed since you've moved here.
Yeah, we were like, oh, you guys will need this in California more than us. I hope they're using it, James. I hope it's not like in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I could see my mom being like scared of it, like thinking that like it emits like 5G or microwaves or something.
They have like the same thing where it's like cats steal your breath when you're sleeping and can kill you. They're like, no, what if it purifies like the air in my lungs and like kills me?
Yeah. Yeah, what if it kills the good air too and not just the bad air?
I was actually reading reviews of air purifiers online because I was like trying to find one in stock that we could maybe get. They're all out of stock for the record, but I saw one that was like the highly rated one, but there was like a recent 1-star review that was like all caps like actively made things worse. And like I really need to know like how that's possible. Like
it started a fire.
Did you see that article about all the Amazon Basics products exploding and causing fires?
No, but I believe that. Because there was
really
also
funny.
a time when like when Groupon, like all of the like every time they had one of their like deals of the day things, I would like look up reviews of it, and the reason why it was basically on clearance was because a bunch of the reviews would be like set me on fire.
James and I were talking about this recently, how like Amazon Basics as a brand is just like the most garbage shit. Like it's so low quality and it's just so funny because it's from Amazon, which like
yeah, it's
you
so
would think,
funny. It's a company that has like basically unlimited money.
Yeah, you would think
like,
that they would take some pride maybe in like having a good line of like branded shit, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's always like bottom of the barrel shit, and now like there was this huge investigation on how half of it just explodes and catches on fire.
I have a feeling, I mean, chances are they just like just make like bullshit products and then just like
Yeah, like the
put
cheapest
everything at the top.
possible. Yeah, I mean absolutely. It's just like the cheapest possible thing, and then they just say like, oh, you know, Amazon's choice, top rated. sponsored.
Yeah, I started realizing that there was something weird about that when it'd be like Amazon's Choice or whatever, and then I would click it, and it would be like very clearly like some like AliExpress level shit, and it's like that's fine for some things, but this would be for like electronics, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust that.
We've bought things from Amazon before that we thought were, I mean, they were just like a highly rated thing. Like we bought like some laundry detergent or whatever that was like organic, and then when it came in, it was like
mold.
No, it had like some brand name on it, but then in small letters in the bottom, it was like an Amazon brand. So it's like they're hiding behind other fake brands.
That's so funny.
I don't know. This is why I don't like shopping on Amazon unless it's something I like need right away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Whoa, F-150 started burning down people's homes because they could catch on fire for even if they're just sitting there for a week without being on.
That's so crazy. Am I like missing something? Is there something about this fight that I should be doing?
It's gone on for a while.
Yeah, someone in the chat knows that there's a different trick I should be doing for this dragon. Let me know.
So it's an
I have gotten this far in the game exactly once before, and it was when I beat the game. Because I love this game.
What's this dragon
I'm
called?
getting experience.
What's the dragon called? Target?
Target? Yeah. Zophiel.
Oh, Zophiel.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Zophiel tips and tricks. This is bringing up a lot of different stuff. This brought up a video called Victoria's Secret's backstage beauty tips and tricks revealed.
Uh-oh.
I don't think that's
Going
related to
psycho
this. Oh, you're doing well.
Yeah. There's a very good chance that I just happened, like, I was playing it too safe, and so it wasn't, like, triggering the right series of, like, things to get it to go into, like, weak mode. Ow. Oh, missed me. Did a little dodge there. Oh! Fuck!
Oh, wow. So the F-150 just caught on fire because its cruise control had electrical currents running through it even when the car was off. And it would just, over a long time, just overheat and then just blow up your house.
Love Lane. Oh, never mind. Did you get it?
Yeah, I saw that they said, so I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it was basically just, I think I had gotten it trapped in a loop of, like, doing mostly defensive attacks instead of getting him to, like, do the stuff that leaves him vulnerable for an actual attack. Oh. Whoop.
I like his discs that he launches.
Yeah, he's like one of those like old Burger King toys that you could get.
Yeah. To kill Zophiel, shoot it until it dies.
Ah, almost. We got one little thing left. My assumption is that you basically have to be up in, like, kind of like in this lower right, because I think what was happening was, like, because I was flying up too high, it was only using a specific set of moves. When I needed him to do the like, sitting on the ground and getting ready to charge at me attack.
Oh.
How do I shot Zophiel? Remember that meme? Got him.
And you got a trophy. Good job.
And I'm compiling my shaders. Oh. I was taking a drink of water. Did not know that she was going to attack me immediately after. So cool thing about the sisters is, if I remember, I can't use intoner mode because they will use it on me as well.
Not at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure that never actually happened.
So now, I'm going to
Oh, yeah, someone said Drakengard is one of those weird 3D combat games where if you play it well or optimally, it looks like it sucks.
Yeah.
I can see. This definitely seems like a game where like it's very the optimal way is to like stun lock enemies, which will just end up like hitting them repeatedly in like the corner of a room.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff like that. One technique I developed a lot during the grinding levels I was doing was basically having to like charge up that spear attack and then just like locking on enemies in the middle of like a spear attack, because they could do damage against you, but they couldn't really break you out of it more often than not. So it ended up being really useful for just like chipping away like 75% of an enemy's health. Anyway, she's really good with that attack, so I'm gonna kind of try to avoid her. But as all enemies, she's weak to me jumping above her head and slashing a bunch.
A world where we can play hide and seek. Are you hiding yet, Zero? Are you? Because ready or not, here I come!
Sisters are just like this.
Zero!
Ow.
Yeah, my older sisters are just like this.
Where are you, my sister?
Over here. Thank you.
Where are you? I'm trying to pathfind you.
Zero, I'm blocking. Come fight me, Zero. I'm not gonna do that.
Try and take me on. I didn't say Simon said. Get her. Tear her apart. Tear her apart. Don't listen to her, Zero. She's bonkers. She'll make you.
I love the idea of like Miko being like, Zero, don't fall for her trick.
I really like this weapon. That move specifically.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant about like how it's like the reason I don't really switch out weapons is because I figure out like the strategy I'm gonna use for each one, and this one is like useful specifically for that attack. Oh, fuck, fuck. Hold on, there we go, got her.
Hey,
Nice.
GG.
Hello? I forgot if that was my roommates taking her dog out or.
No, please, no. How could this happen
Look at her big hand.
to me?
She got that grip.
Don't worry. Your sisters will be joining you soon enough. Hey, she's all yours.
Slurp.
She was wearing his baby hat in this.
Me too. I was just thinking that. I was like, man, I wish these weren't pre-rendered so that we'd get baby.
Oh, you evolved.
Hey! Hey!
The evolution of a dragon.
I love how much the frames drop when it shows like more than 3 characters on screen.
and that's again, that is with the patch that fixes the frame rate.
Everything is ready now. Michael.
What? Alright. Mission be complete. I think we have some time for some donation. Oh, wait. My sword is now really good. I have the good sword.
My dragon, Mike. Let me see.
I remember showing my mom speedruns like a long time ago. Like I was showing her AGDQ. I was like, look, like these people though they play like these games really fast for charity. And mom's like, I have no idea what you just said. And we started watching, and like the first thing that happens is like they start reading like this person donates $20 and says save the frames, kill the animals. My mom's like, what?
What? I would no. No, they can't do that.
They're like, what? They're killing animals? I'm like, no, mom, it's not like that.
They're cartoon animals. They're fine.
It's a joke, mom. I think I said like, no, it's like it's a joke in like, and has to do with speed running. And she's like, well, I don't think it's very funny.
Mikhail suddenly evolved 2 levels at once. In the midst of all these anomalies, Zero is heading for the land of forests.
You're not a gamer, mom.
Remember this area?
So you see,
oh, hey,
dragons
Accord.
have a hunger.
Oh.
They want to eat intoners.
That's she's the one who's been writing all this, right?
Yeah, she's the narrator.
And the stronger an intoner's magical force, the stronger that craving becomes.
I think the baby on Mikhail's head also evolves with him.
Oh my god, wait, it has a different face.
Yeah, because it's got a creepier face now.
That said, some of them do manage to control such longings.
Oh yeah, Mikhail's got the huge tail. He's fanning us all down.
That's why Mikhail here can stay calm around Zero, for example.
Yeah, I can control it. I'm awesome.
That's right, Mikhail.
I still have some unanswered questions. True, this explains why dragons seem intent on devouring intoners. But why would they have such a craving in the first place?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
So, like, who are you anyway?
My name is Accord. I'm a friend of Zero's.
Liar. I barely know you.
Zero in the back. Boo! Down in front.
Is there no way intoners and dragons can live at peace with each other?
Nope. It'd be a waste of time to try.
Mikhail seems content enough at the moment. If he's held it back until now, why would that change in the future?
Forget it. He's got a role to fulfill in all this.
So assumedly the thing she told him at the start of it was that he was going to
What
be
a
responsible
pity.
for eating her as well.
That Accord woman smells simply delightful. Ah, yes. Much better than you, Lady Zero.
That's sweet of you.
Hey there, beautiful. You make my heart go pitty-pat. I said, you make my heart
Someone
go...
draw JFK as this dude, like cartoon JFK.
Your emotional state and my response to it is irrelevant to this branch.
Yeah, see, now you're breaking out the big words. Even a smart guy like me is having trouble following. But goodness, you certainly are beautiful. Of course, you could be even more lovely if you wanted.
Sent has invented nagging in this timeline.
Maybe trim the hair,
God.
the glasses, a quick dye job up top.
Are you trying to make her look like 2?
Me? What? No, that's absurd.
Just trying to make her look like his ex is basically what's going on here.
I can't help it if I have a type.
What do you think about all this, Mikhail?
Hey, Zero, don't listen to what that weird girl said, okay?
You mean the bit about how you're gonna eat me?
Yeah, that's me. I'd never eat you, Zero. Never.
You sure? I mean, you already eat rotten meat. It's not like you're picky.
No way. I bet you taste way worse than rotten meat.
You really know how to cheer a girl up.
I love him.
Look, I'm not gonna eat you, okay?
Nick Wilde said this.
Who the hell is this chick anyway? You planning to let her join us, Zero?
Are you kidding?
Good. I Can't stand that type.
Women.
What type?
You know, the type who looks all prim and proper and whatever. The type who walks around like their shit don't stink. The type like 5, okay? Can't stand them. Makes me want to puke.
You're as bad as
Dito likes girls who are damaged.
Dito's just like, I need my manic pixie dream girl, but here's the twist. I want her to be a nightmare.
Just
Joker type seeking his Harley Quinn.
It would be wise to keep your distance from Mikhail.
Huh?
No, it's fine.
But
I need him.
Huh?
Well, okay, I don't necessarily need him, but I need a dragon, and he's the only one I got.
I shall follow your lead, my lady, no matter where it may take me.
Dito has a Vampire Freaks premium account.
Oh my god.
Is that website still active?
Knock off the bullshit, okay?
I will actually look this up because I do want to know.
Bullshit?
Yes, it is. Wait, it looks like it's just become a clothing store?
Whoa.
Oh man. There's no more
yeah, online clothing store and former social networking site.
No.
Not that.
What happened to everyone's old accounts?
The idea of losing your friends.
They became
I
clothes.
wonder if you could.
They were turned into clothes. Alright, enough of these wackadoos. Let's move on.
Track down 3 and kill her. Oh, and if you follow me, I'll kill you too.
Don't worry. I don't have permission to interfere in battle.
Well, good then.
Do take care of yourself. This branch you're in is heavily damaged, and the world
Great,
will
Jay.
only
Now you
be
have me
more
looking
clear as
at
you proceed.
Thanks for the
fucking like Trip NYC pants.
Of course, that also means there's a greater chance of saving the world as well.
So Cord basically saying like, hey, this timeline's all fucked up. Maybe this time you'll actually succeed. You could also make it even worse. Shrug. I did switch out my sword for the Zero sword now that we're in Route D and your sword is the strongest. Ah!
Get in the air and back us up.
I must before it's too late. Where the hell are you going? Zero's flower.
Oh my god, I kind of want to buy a shirt from Vampire Freaks.
Calls my name.
Do take care, Lady Zero. These men have lost their minds.
Like I care. I've been surrounded by loons from the get-go.
No, she's already here.
So all the guys in the village have also, or in the forest, have once again gone crazy.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Stop hitting me. Alright, well.
We're still in this. Draw her closer. Are you insane?
Yeah, I think all of Yoko Taro's games are in the same universe. At least according to Jay.
Yeah, so
Jay, you told me that. I think.
Yeah, this is
somebody
like
told me
thousands
that.
of years before Nier.
Yeah, so this is the events of Drakengard 3 are what lead to the events of Drakengard 1. And the joke ending of Drakengard 1 is what led to the world's ending that in Nier. And Nier is basically a prequel to Nier Automata, but by like literally like centuries of years. And the biggest thing that connects them, besides some like kind of like minor details, is I'm blanking on his name. Emil. Emil is in both games, but there are also these like twin girl robot characters in Nier Automata that are based on 2 girls that are in Nier as well. And so the implication is that the robots are like based on them in some way.
Oh. Golem Gut said Nier is a spin-off from Drakengard 1's joke ending. It's like if the dog ending in Silent Hill was a precursor to Resident Evil.
Like literally, it's that because like the joke ending in Drakengard 1 is you get sent to Japan and accidentally cause like modern day Japan and cause a world-ending event, and that world-ending event is what causes Nier 1 to happen.
Damn.
I totally forgot until just now, but they also showed a new Resident Evil 8 trailer.
Oh, what's the new Resident Evil 8?
They didn't show Chris though, did they?
No, I don't think they showed.
I wanted to see another fucking
Jay,
taped up Chris.
Yeah, Jay, have you not seen any of the new Resident Evil 8 trailers?
It sounds familiar. I'm sure I've seen a bit of it, but
It's called Resident Evil Village, and it's set in some like Eastern. It looks like it's trying to like do Resident Evil 4 vibes. It's like set in like a rural village in Europe.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it was weird because they showed like they had some weird like Tim Burton ass like sequence with these like cartoony looking like fairy tale characters, and like Mia from Resident Evil 7, like your wife or whatever, is like reading a fairy tale or something about like a girl getting lost in the woods.
When they showed it, I thought like it moved on to another game, and you guys were like, no, this is Resident Evil still.
Chris is insanely yoked in this one. He's he's like a tank in this one.
He's so good.
He's getting larger. I think at this point the series should just be about how Chris is getting larger and larger in every game.
It's he's on a different kind of T-virus.
Yeah, he's like Chris has actually just low-key been a tyrant this whole time, and nobody knows because they just think he's working out.
He's the rare like himbo tyrant.
Resident Evil 5 is really fun, especially co-op. It is like, I mean like, the fucking ending is probably one of the best endings.
Did I play Resident Evil 5 to the end? I might not.
Jay, you had to have.
I feel like I must have, because I know we played it when we like used to live together, but I don't remember if I actually played it all the way to the end or not. I might just be forgetting.
Yeah, like Chris and Wesker. Chris and Wesker have a showdown inside of a fucking volcano, and Chris like punches a boulder in half to get Wesker.
Oh wait, I think I posted like right when I opened the link.
That link works.
Okay, I'm just getting a bunch of fucking errors from malware bytes being like website blocked due to Trojan.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I think it's related to a different website that I went to.
Virusdownloader.com.
Getting gamer viruses.
Yes, thank you, Elbent, for posting. Chris Redfield versus Boulder.
I do really like Dito's storyline in this timeline, where it's like everything is just going to like absolute shit and like rotting hell, and he's just like, this is cool. He's like
I'm actually laughing.
He's literally like the guys in if you've ever seen Nowhere, the Greg Araki film, the people who are just like, death is cool. And like there's like a part where they talk about like a dog eating a body's face, and the girl just goes like, that's hot, and they start making out. Nowhere's a great film. If people in the chat haven't seen it, I highly recommend it if you can deal with upsetting content, because it does have a lot of that in the film. If my synopsis did not give that away.
Speaking of, sorry, Elben's still talking about Resident Evil 5. I actually, like, have churned around a lot on Resident Evil 6 in the last couple of years, too. I don't actually remember if I've beaten that game. I've gotten pretty far, but, like, I want to revisit...
Is that the racist one?
No, that's Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
Now, Resident Evil 6 is the one that people, like, outright dismiss because it was, like... It took Resident Evil 5 a step further by just going, like, in the complete action direction. But, like, I don't feel like that's necessarily a bad direction for Resident Evil anymore, like I kind of used to.
I think part of
I don't know, it's just so absurd that it feels closer to the movies, which is, like, fine in its own right.
Yeah.
And also, like, Wesker's, like, bratty son is in it, which is funny.
The Weskers.
Yeah, there's like a new Resident Evil Netflix movie or like TV show that they're making that's about like the Wesker children.
I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Everyone was like, "This sounds stupid," but I was like, "Oh shit!"
I'm like, whenever people say that about like the Resident Evil game stuff, I'm always like, have you like watched like the Resident Evil games in a while?
Yeah, like, have you played any of them? Like, they were stupid from the beginning. Like, the plot of even, like, all of the lore and backstory and stuff, like, behind even the first game, like, Resident Evil is one of the most, like, unhinged series.
Resident Evil is, like, why it's a trope in, like, horror games that, like, the last act involves going into, like, a giant mansion that's actually, like, an underground lab.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get the stupid last ending of, like, Outlast without the Resident Evil series as a whole.
I mean, you can definitely play those games and just completely, like, not care and just, like, miss all of the supplemental, like, backstory stuff about, like, Spencer, and, like, the history of Umbrella. But this is why I want to play Code Veronica, Jay, because, like, that's, like, one of the most unhinged Resident Evil games, and it's so good. And it's, like, the game that encapsulates, like, that specific weirdness that I love about the series that gets missed when people just kind of play like Resident Evil 2, which is just like a straightforward zombie story for the most part. Like Code Veronica is just about like Umbrella Corporation prison island run by like a Nazi family practicing like incestuous like eugenics on their insect hybrid children. Like I'm just reading the chat. Blinded Fish, I'm not really sure when that's coming out actually. I just heard that it exists.
Yeah, I don't think they have a release date.
How? Oh my god,
Fun size Weskers.
Oh hey. They're having me fight undeads and spirits who combined are already some of the most annoying enemies, but are especially annoying here.
These things look so weird. They're like little like demon beans.
Yeah, so basically their things are that they like is that they will like possess an enemy, which makes them both stronger and harder to kill. So you kind of want to like knock them out of it, and you can do that by going in toner mode or just like hitting them repeatedly with an attack. But usually they'll like immediately latch on to another enemy if you do, so it becomes just kind of a process of constantly chipping away at the spirits and then the actual enemies themselves.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Farmer, how are you enjoying the game so far?
What was that?
How are you enjoying Route D so far?
I'm not gonna lie, it looks like the other routes.
It looks exactly.
It just looks like there's more enemies though.
Yeah, it's basically just harder so far. The boss fights are more fun, and I'm very excited for the last boss fight because it's fucking insane. So Dido is of course going crazy because it's like, oh wow, everything's like fucked up and full of corpses and dead.
Oh, nice.
Thank you so much for killing that pig, Zero. I mean it.
Watch what you say about Lady Five.
I'm happy Dito's happy.
Whatever. I'll curse her corpse until the
Jay, someone's asking who the guests are.
Who's the guests? These are Chloe and James, aka @_ Chloe and oh my god, and @ Glocks. Yeah, this enemy, while I was looking away from it, took out all of my health.
Right.
What's your guys' Twitches? It's James
mine
Virtual.
is mine is Jam's Virtual. Chloe's is Minmo TV.
But they're
I
going to be
think
changing it at some point.
they're changing it though. Yeah, soon. Rebranding.
These are my oldest friends from literally like since I was like 18 or 19.
Hi,
like
I'm back.
over a
Hello.
decade. Oh, I will drink some of my water.
I'm drinking Anchor Steam. Yes, we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it until I said that it's been like...
We've been friends for 12 years.
Yeah, it's been literally over a decade. Elbent, it is currently I'm drinking from my water bottle that I have. I might be getting some alcohol from my roommate because they left the house a bit ago and I requested some. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, thankfully I died here, which is not very far off. We're talking about how hyped Dito is getting because it looks like a Giro-chan board in here.
This sight is beyond imagining. What is happening here?
Really? Who cares? Me? I feel great.
Seriously? I didn't know you were so big on nature.
The only thing that matters right now is that fire no longer exists. Honestly, I've never felt better.
Dito is one of those guys who won't shut up about his ex.
I mean it.
Watch what you say about Lady Five, Dito. It behooves us not to curse the dead.
Whatever. I'll curse her corpse until the day I die. I'll never forgive her. Never!
So it was that move he did that took me out last time, is because it just basically completely eats away all of my health.
Holy shit.
So I'm going to do this instead. And then...
Hey.
Go into the other one.
Are you invulnerable when you're in intoner mode?
Yes, that's one of the biggest benefits of it, is that you can basically just slash away at enemies and break the graphics just a little bit. Oh, now I'm gonna run off real quick. Open this. Do this. Do this. Sorry, hold on. Do this.
Yeah, I agree. As soon when you with someone in the chat, when you get older, time starts to get weirder.
It's really like as time passes, it's just like everything becomes flattened. Like it's very strange to me still to consider that I have lived here for 5 years now. But it's felt like I've lived here for like, basically it feels almost like I've lived here for as long as I've known you guys, but I've technically lived in like several other areas.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we've been living in this place for... Like sometimes I'll feel like we've been living in this place forever just because how much we're inside. But also, like, I haven't seen Seattle at all, so it also feels like we haven't been here that long at all.
I was gonna say, I imagine it's probably a mixture of, like, you guys basically feel like your apartment has moved, so you've been in that apartment forever, but it's not the same thing as, like, you've been living in the,
Yeah, I've been in the big city, seeing all the city stuff.
I'm still down to, like, if we can figure out a way to safely travel,
Yeah.
just going to parks or something and hanging out. Because that's what I've done with a few of the people who are local to me. But it's because it's, like, we can just walk to the parks, like, nearby. Or, like, have our roommates drive us to the parks because they're, like, a 5 minutes drive away. And then we're just hanging out outside.
Yeah. I want to walk to McDonald's and get a Travis Scott burger.
You have to do the Fortnite dance to get them to give it to you, unfortunately. That is unfortunately required in order to get the Travis Scott burger. It's very strange.
I forget who said it on Twitter, but somebody was like talking about how Travis Scott like no longer registers as like a rapper,
Yeah.
but as like a just like in the same category as like Fortnite and Funko Pops and just kind of like, and I guess now like McDonald's, just kind of like nerd pop culture.
It is really weird. He's kind of become like the Fortnite version of that. Oh fuck, who is it who does the Cherry Sprite claymation ad?
Oh,
because whenever I see him, I think of the Cherry Sprite.
Nelly?
Ad. What?
No.
No, it's not Nelly.
Ja Rule? No.
No, he. Who
Rodeo
knows?
was a Rodeo. What? Who was it? Who was it?
Oh, I said who knows.
Oh. Rodeo was a good album. I really liked it.
Is that Travis Scott's album?
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
don't
like.
listen to music. Well, I do, but I listen to music that's way more annoying. So.
I don't mind it so much.
Rodeo was like an older album. I guess at like this point.
I'll also be honest. Like, there's a lot of times now when I hear like pop music, and I'm like, oh, that's like TikTok music though, and it's because I just haven't like really clicked into my mind that like most of what is on TikTok is just pop music because it's just what teens listen to. LeBron James, thank you.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I kept thinking LeBron James. I'm like, it can't be because LeBron James is the guy from the Vine where the kid goes, LeBron James.
Wait, I thought that was for a second. I thought that was somebody in the game.
Wait, yeah, I did too.
What, the swearing and beeping?
Yeah, I'm hearing beeping.
Yeah, no, that is someone in the game. I don't know why they're beeped out, but there's people screaming and crying in the game.
What did they say?
I don't need to hang out with these guys anymore.
Sound and time. I don't understand. It seems they still have partial control of themselves.
Wait, they don't even realize they're dead? That's so awesome, I can't stand it!
Squadron!
Dino's just like, whoa, they're fucked up? Hell yeah, I like this.
Forward! Give me the green and the red too! Please, please!
Very big fan of the fact that I just looked at all those enemies and was like, that sucks, and just kept walking.
That's what I always try to do in games if I can.
Just avoid enemies. In theory, I should be leveling up, but I grinded so much getting all this stuff that I'm like, I don't need to grind anymore.
Bring back the buffalo chicken sandwiches. I never had the buffalo chicken sandwiches. Did McDonald's ever have their own tacos? Like Burger King and Jack in the Box?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They're not brave enough.
So this part's going to be really cool. I'm going to take a
Ooh,
quick
I already like the way it looks already.
I'm going to take a quick 5-second break before this. Well, not 5 seconds. I'm just going to take a quick pee break before this starts.
A quick 15-minute break.
I got nothing else to... I don't got anything to play, so you guys can just watch the title screen.
Chloe, what's your favorite McDonald's item?
I just like their French fries. I don't know.
I kind of think their French fries are overrated.
Overrated?
Overrated. Just because they're only good right when you get them and like start to decline in quality the longer you have them, like very quickly.
What Larger Birdie says, what fries are better?
Burger King fries used to be good, but they're kind of bad now.
I really like In-N-Out Burger's fries, and I know that people hate them, but I think they're really good.
I like, to be honest though, I think like I'm fine with most fries.
Yeah, I very rarely I think I would say Red Robin's has shitty fries. I don't really like them that much.
Oh yeah, those ones are pretty bad. I like not Jack in the Box, In-N-Out fries a lot too.
I don't know why people don't like them. I think it's just because they're
It's because they're made with real
healthy.
potatoes, and people are
Yeah, they're not like double fried and
people are
oversalted.
freaks and want fake potato products. They don't. The idea of a
They
natural
want, like,
potato scares them.
reconstituted double fried mashed potatoes.
I kind of like the fries they give at Five Guys because just because of how much like they fill up a thing with fries and then they just dump a bunch of fries in your bag.
That's the only good thing about Five Guys.
Yeah.
I hate Five Guys so much.
We should just like transition this stream into like a report of the week style like fast food review.
I don't even really have strong fast food. I mean, I guess I'm saying, I don't know. I don't actually care about any of this stuff that much.
Five Guys is really overpriced. I agree with that.
It's so expensive, right? Like that was the last time we went.
I think if it was cheaper though, it would be like not bad. It really is just like the worst part about it is just how fucking expensive it is.
I don't know if this is like outside of the like San Francisco Bay Area, but I really like Super Duper Burger.
Super Duper's like
I
top
think it's
3.
my favorite next to like In-N-Out as far as like fast food burgers go. Shake Shack's pretty good.
We had Shake Shack when we were in Japan, and it was identical to the one in the United States, which is really surprising because usually in Japan, like things are like all like food chains are usually just slightly different just because of the fact that like their food logistics is going to be different. But like it was the exact same there that it was in America.
Yeah, Larger Birdie, like we're from San Francisco, so I miss Super Duper's like one of the fast food places I miss the most from that area. What other? There's some really good not chains, but like vegan burger places in Seattle.
Oh, that one, the moon. What was it called? Like Universe.
Oh, Galaxy Rune or something like that. That shit is expensive, and it takes them like 40 minutes to make your food for some reason.
With warm, simpler times from Trader Joe's, so I guess I'm gonna drink those as well. And
Yummy.
Yay! Hello. Also, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
EA Games, are you? You said we're getting a Jollibees soon. Where? Like in? Are you from Washington or?
I want
Jollibees in.
Oh, so there actually is a Jollibees down south.
Oh, you're in Texas. Okay. Oh, there like what in Renton?
Yeah. No. there is because like a friend of mine, actually Booper, you've met him. Like he goes there all the time. Like there's a Jollibees down that way. It's actually the first time I had Jollibees.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love Jollibees when we went, but I think it's like a fun. I don't know. I think it's a fun menu, I guess, but I didn't really like it that much.
My mic is a producer USB from M Audio, and I have it because it is what we had to use to record Film Critters on. So it had to be good because of that.
You resurrected yourself?
Anyway, Five's back, but she's a zombie now.
Oh no.
Go, yeah.
Jay, we are ranking fast food places.
Oh shit. Anyway, the reason they've been pointing out how obsessed Dito is with all the death and stuff is because now he's gonna betray you and join up with Five. Because she's a zombie and he thinks it's hot.
Insane world I've always wanted. It's just perfect for an undesirable sap like me. I think I'm gonna stay here forever. I love this new you, Five. You can do whatever you want to me. Anything at all.
This is what Simps Online be like.
Hey, Z. Looks like your number's up. Vanuel, arise!
This is like the boss fight I always think of when I think of this game because it's such an insane, like, just the most insane boss fight I would have seen in this game.
Giant tick.
Yep. So one of your disciples betrays you, and in the background of this fight while you're fighting your sister and also a bunch of zombies are a tick and 2 giant robots fighting.
Hell yeah. This is sick.
What's 5 doing here in the forest instead of 3?
Perhaps Accord was right about the world breaking down.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, so the things are just getting like really fricked up.
Yeah, basically
in this branch.
Basically in this branch, everything is going like extremely wrong, which is why there's just like corpses and everybody's dying and all the people who follow your sisters are going crazy. Ow.
Oh man. Elben, it looks like there's none near us.
Boj. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
What is it?
It's probably an East Coast
Bojangles.
Yeah.
That sounds like a made-up name for a plate for a fast food restaurant.
It's a world where only ugly is beautiful.
Oh, only East Coast.
Idiots are geniuses. So join me, Sent. Yeah, you. Come on. I know you hate the world you're in.
Went to Chicken and Biscuits place that was only in the Carolinas until a couple of years ago.
That obvious, is it? Well, I suppose that might be the case. But even if I were to join you in that world, it wouldn't revive Lady 2. Huh?
Oh my god, there was one chicken sandwich restaurant in San Francisco that was like the best I've ever had. It's called The Bird. If anybody is ever in San Francisco, and if you're just like, I want a spicy chicken sandwich,
The Bird.
Go to The Bird.
Is the word.
The Bird? I've never heard of it.
It's really cheap, and it's like
Where was
insane good quality. And they have like they serve like really cheap beer. They have these really good like apple fritters there, and they have like insanely good fries. It's just a really good place.
So now that I've killed enough zombies, I can fight 5.
Yeah, The Bird and Soma.
Are these guys invincible?
Oh, well, maybe not. I might have accidentally triggered the next cutscene. And here's the next thing that they add on to this fight, is that she can heal herself by eating corpses.
Oh no.
How did a beauty like Thighs ever end up in such a sad state?
I'm guessing the flower's force willed her body back to life.
Enigmatic Box asks if we have a verdict on Raising Cane's. I've actually never heard
I've never heard of.
Oh, I think I believe that's one of the chicken joints out here. It's pretty good. I'm honestly a big Ezale's fan. Well, I guess the Heaven Sent is what Ezale's originally was.
Well, what's the timer for? More zombies?
I don't know. I'm assuming she's just invulnerable for that time. Ah, there she is. I like that. He's just like, maybe I'll like fuck her. That might help her feel better.
Of all the sisters, the flower's grip on Zero is by far the strongest. I fear she too will be consumed.
What's that?
Nothing, my lady.
I like that he's just talking like
Fucking
he's
shit.
narrating a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the entire time this is going on, by the way, there is another fight scene going on behind you.
Dude, that's just like in Metal Gear Solid 4. When Raiden and Vamp are fighting while you're fighting the geckos.
See you in hell. Sister.
Huh? Wait, what the hell is this?
Iron Man, I don't feel so good.
Angel without the aid of an intoner. Gonna have to pay for it somehow.
Owned. Bye, Dito.
Oh, come on! That's not even fair! I finally found it! I finally found a world I can live in and truly love! Zero, wait! No, 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 no!
Now he's a Boyd again. By the way, they're all birds, actually. They're not people. I don't know if you guys remember that from the previous stream.
So that's how it is, huh?
I wasn't here, so
I honestly had no idea.
I think it's
I
at
don't
the
even
end.
know if you're joking or not.
It's actually an end at one of the first routes. Is she turns them into doves, because, and she says something to the extent of like, you guys can't retain your human forms without your intoners, so you either die. So you either die once this all ends, or I can send you back to your normal forms now. He turns them into birds, and they're just birds this whole time.
Damn.
Larger birdie, the bird in Soma? Oddly enough, no, but the birds are in Nier Automata. Time estimate for how long is long here? I feel like we're near the end of Mission D, but it's been a while. We probably have at least 2 more sisters to go, maybe less than that. I might not actually do the DLC this run. Maybe I want the DLC at all. We'll find out. Because I thought that was actually the last boss fight. Again, haven't played this game since I first beat it.
Well, you lost some of your buddies.
Yeah, I've lost 2 of my buddies. I'm down to Deck and Octa. Good old Decky and good old Octa. Let's see if I can upgrade any of my more other weapons. I can upload my Dax Flame. Two sisters. That sounds like a. That's basically how this game works, though. That's basically how time works here.
Blanked by sisters.
We are recorders. Our duty is to observe. But as I continued to record the singularity known as Zero, I began to find myself filled with very strange emotions.
Oh, so it seems disciples were always meant to be paired with certain intoners?
Yep.
Well, this explains.
I love this angle where it's just like she's just.
Yeah, her head is just on the bottom right.
As payment for summoning angels without their intoner's power.
It takes a lot of energy to summon an angel. Without the power of a song, there was no way for them to keep their human forms.
Well, this certainly mucks up the works now, doesn't it? And on top of that, it looks like Mikhail is having trouble restraining his appetite.
You could say that.
What did that Accord girl say again? It's a dragon's instinct to consume the flower? I don't think he can hold something like that in check so easily.
When the time comes, I'll feed him. He can have me. By the way, Octa.
Yes?
Isn't it about time you had a bath?
But I thought you enjoyed my musky odor. Besides, the sweet tang of man-funk really gets me in the mood.
Wash up or get out.
Goodness, this is quite the dilemma indeed.
Really?
Just like, we're gonna get real mysterious about the arc of this game. Anyway,
Can I
Octa, you
Anyway,
stink.
time to take a bath.
Yeah. Anyway, Octa, P.U.
Yes?
Good, because you both need to hear this.
Yes?
I'm not going to mince words here. It's about our nighttime activities. Your performance has been abysmal.
Oh, do you guys want to hear more about how they fuck?
Preposterous. My gargantuan joystick is the talk of the town and
Joy.
taverns the world.
Wait, they
do
actually
it anyway.
Joy in this case.
they fuck?
Yeah, no, that hasn't been a bit. Like this whole time, part of the disciple's job is to fuck the intoners. So when she kills the intoners, her sisters, and takes their men, that means that their job partially is to keep fucking Zero as well.
It's about making the most of your play session. Just being gargantuan is
Damn.
worthless. So either level up your skills or we're done. Got it?
Yes, my lady. Terribly sorry, my lady.
As for you, Decadus, frankly, you've always been a perfect gentleman to me.
I seek only to serve you in all things, my lady.
But your preferences are a bit extreme. We can't go 5 minutes without you begging me to punish you somehow. That kind of stuff is fine on occasion, but if we do it every single time, it loses its impact.
See, it's also a metaphor for game development, is the bit here.
Great then. Class to
Yes, my lady.
See, Octa's
I hate Yoko
Octa's
Taro
the
more
big.
every day.
Do you guys ever sleep? I always hear the three of you yelling and making weird noises.
Is this when it's revealed, or like is that just known for throughout the whole game?
It's been like a joke the whole game, but it's like
Okay.
it is like an established thing. But I think that's one of the few times where they're like extremely explicit that they're fucking. There is the thing when she first takes Decadus in the first route. She
just
tells
playing
him,
around
"Wash
with
up
the
front
bit.
and back because I'm taking you tonight."
Aw, no fair. I want to play too.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Can I play when I grow up? Huh? Please.
We'll talk about it later.
Boy, I sure hope I grow up soon. I can't wait to play with you guys all night.
Yoko Taro is going to fucking jail.
By the way, do you ever consider just, satisfying yourself?
Oh, and why would I do that when I have the whole world as my lover?
Wait, what?
Well, an intoner is best, of course, but if one's not available, a human will suffice.
All right,
if
normal.
neither of those are available, are all right too. In fact, I've been really enjoying lately.
That's just wonderful.
This is
These are
what
all
Yoko
just
Taro
racial slurs.
Yeah, this is what Yoko Taro thinks of gamers. Like this whole game is just Yoko
Having
Taro
trouble
going like,
sleeping,
"This
my
is what
lady?"
you sound like. This is what gamers sound like."
Not tired, I guess.
I imagine not. Only a madman could sleep in a world such as this. Still, please try to sleep. You need your rest.
What are
I
you,
want off
mother?
this ride.
Yeah, Octa is
No.
basically just Master
I am your
Roshi, but
disciple.
like turned up for like an R-rated game.
I swore to serve you for eternity. I swore to give my life in your name if needs be.
All right, all right. If I need
Wait.
something, I'll
Okay. Like, what are the sensors for?
The sensor? Oh, probably either just stuff
I
that they
suppose Lady Three
couldn't
was never in the
like
forest
either stuff that
after
like they
all.
actually couldn't get away with, or I assume just stuff where it's like, oh, it's funnier if it's censored, so that you have to fill it in.
Better tackle them both. 1 and 3 have to be hiding.
I know that the first fight after you kill your sister, Sister 5,
You fly out
when
and
you're
search for
murdering
the
her,
box.
it's like
The three of us will
censored
check the
out,
underground room.
and that actually originally started because
Understood.
like they were asked to censor it, like to tone it down a little, so they just fake censored it because they thought it was funnier.
This feels off somehow.
Perhaps because Dito isn't here to complain about the plan. And Sense not making up facts that couldn't possibly be true.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Zoe, it's actually, you can't tell what he's saying because it's actually classified information. Him coming is part of the COINTEL program. They call it Come and Tell Pro.
Come and Tell Pro.
Alright, now we're on the hunt for Sister 3.
Is hiding in here.
Why is that?
She always did enjoy dark places like this.
That and these ruins are the only nearby.
What? Sorry, Decadus, can't hear you.
That and these ruins are the only nearby refuge.
Right. Let's give it a look.
Beautiful Lady 3. Kill her.
Don't kill me.
Oh,
What about that instead?
Zero. Here goes nothing. Let's do this thing and go home. You're not getting near Lady 3.
Okay.
No sons of Octa.
Oh, yes, I am.
Circle around her. Right. Stand firm, soldier. Yes, sir. Such foolish courage.
Are these soldiers like fricked up too? Or are they normal?
They sound fairly normal so far. Probably because actually I have no idea why they would be. Let's do this to get rid of some of these spirits.
We must serve Our Lady and kill these monsters. Toner, stay calm. Panic will only get you killed.
Ah! No! Wait.
You didn't like
Oh.
start over, did you?
No, it just teleported me back here. I was just thrown off because I was teleported back here and I thought one of the enemies was as well. Chloe, what else can you tell us about the PS5?
Yeah.
Chloe, keep cutting out.
I do.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out still?
Nope,
No,
you're
now
good
you're
now.
fine.
Okay. It's probably because I was just mumbling. I don't know. It's ugly. I think it's a really ugly console. I think it looks stupid.
It looks really bad. It looks like it should be like a speaker.
Yeah, I mean, like it's cool they try to go for something new, but I'm not
But
not
they
a fan
shouldn't
of
have.
what they landed on. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. I was hoping that it would have like something for me to look forward to.
It doesn't have many launch titles, that was like a joke with the PS3. So
Maybe
I think
mean,
what's
the
going to
PS2 was
happen
pretty
is that
successful.
the Xbox is going to be the best console this time around.
Yeah, like Xbox going like complete backwards compatible is pretty cool.
Oh wait, is it backwards compatible for like Xbox One games?
With every generation of Xbox game.
That's
I think.
yeah. Unfortunately, that's gonna win them.
Yeah. Just the fact that like a bunch of Xbox exclusives are also coming to PC just because like Windows 10.
Yeah.
I hear really good things about like Xbox Game Pass. Being like a really good option if you want to play games but like don't have a lot of money.
What's the bit gonna be there? Is the idea that it's...
Oh, I mean Game Pass exists already for Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
It's like a subscription-based thing. You just get access to like a shit ton of games. I don't know, man. This is why I have a PC.
Yeah, no, it's really weird being like, I honestly like the other thing is that it's like between like emulation and everything right now, and how many video games there are. I'm also just at a point now where I'm like, man, I can't care about like new releases outside of very specific things anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally just like hoping that they bring Bloodborne to PC, and that's like the only thing I need from console games.
Yeah. Well, what about Mario? You know, you can't get that on a PC.
Also, Nintendo consoles are different, I think. They're not because they're not like competing with the
toys.
Xbox and the yeah. I mean, they just.
I'm excited to play Super Mario 64 for the 1 billionth time.
I think the biggest problem with like PlayStation and Xbox games is that the big thing, in addition to the fact that they very rarely have exclusives from PCs, PC games also consistently are like where weird experimental budget games are, and not really on consoles anymore.
Yeah.
And the problem, like, for me is that, like, those are usually the games that I'm interested. I mean, look at the fucking game I'm playing right now. Like, those are the games I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Especially for men who aren't into those sorts of extracurricular activities.
Dare I even ask?
Shit, what was I gonna say? I guess, like, people have been hoping for, like, a Silent Hill, like, next-gen Silent Hill to get announced, because people keep, like, reading into all these, like, first there was, like, a rumor, I think, and, like, people are now reading into various things in, like, the different PlayStation presentations as, like, hints or teases.
Why do like gamers and QAnon people like think the world runs like exactly the same way? Like everything is like fucking like like everything's a fucking ARG with these people.
I mean, Lane, like Love Lane, like it was literally stuff like that. I think one of the trailers in the PlayStation Showcase today started with like a foghorn sound. The Five Nights at Freddy's trailer had like what looked like the Halo of the Sun symbol, like kind of tucked away like behind something. You could like see a corner of it. And then at the very end, like of the presentation, when they were like, "Oh, one more thing though," and it like faded to black. There was this like ashy like ring appeared on the screen, but it was actually just like God of War, like a God of War sequel.
Yeah, I mean, like I think that's part of.
To be fair about like QAnon and gamers being an ARG, at least within games, there has been like very insane ARGs that paid off in the end, and for like game announcements. There was a period of time where like I remember the Portal 2 ARG.
Well, yeah,
people
that was
were,
like
freaking out and like doing a ton of shit to get like all these like weird messages from different games.
Yeah.
And I guess for QAnon, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess Donald Trump winning the election of 2016 is like their
is the Silent Hills of them.
Yeah, that's like their orange box.
Yeah, and there was Frog Fractions too, which had all the weird shit hidden in other games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Frog Fraction.
Yeah, Fox brought that up. Crap! I keep like losing my train of thought.
Look at all these assholes.
We're talking about video games.
Yeah.
The thing, and like the problem with it is that like even when they're right and that it's like, oh, they are teasing something, like 9 times out of 10, it's not like, oh no, we didn't mean a new Silent Hill. We meant there's a Heather Mason skin that you can download in the new Gacha game that we just
Yeah. we have a new Silent Hill trading card game.
We meant that you can now pay real money in order to play the Pachinko Silent Hill game.
I don't know, like if they announced a new Silent Hill game, I'd probably be like excited, but at the same time, I'm like not. Looking forward to them. Like I'm not like, oh man, I hope they do this. I'm like so excited for, you know, because it's just like who's gonna make it? Like,
no, yeah.
Is it just gonna be Silent Hill and name only at this point? What would make it a Silent Hill game?
It's the big problem with like people getting excited about stuff like that is that it's always like, oh, I hope the new intellectual property installment is here, and it's like, but it's like never like for games where like the original people involved are gonna be making it. It's like I'm more interested if they're like, hey, here's this like weird $20 budget horror game we're making, which by the way also has like a bunch of old Silent Hill like staff on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, that would be way more interesting.
As much as it's like not a good game, I'd be more interested in announcements for like fucking Nightcry kind of stuff than like new Silent Hill. Because like unless new Silent Hill has people on it that I would like trust to make an interesting game, I'm not gonna like be excited about it. I'm like, cool, it's probably gonna suck like most of the other Silent Hill games.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's why PT was exciting, because it was like, oh, like, what could, like, you know, Kojima and Del Toro do with with like the Silent Hill
franchise
property or whatever? Yeah, like that would have been interesting to see, even if you know, you would probably be expecting something different from what already exists.
Yeah, it's like an acceptable kind of like, if you're gonna do it's because anytime something new is announced, it's always like we have discovered the new way to sell you the same thing that you have bought 10 times before.
Yeah.
Or it's like, we have decided that if we put the name of this new thing on this game that we were developing that isn't very good, you will be convinced that it is worth playing.
Yeah, like that's how I felt about Resident Evil 7, kind of like.
And people
I don't
did not
know,
like
like
it. You thought that. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, I literally gave the game a positive review. Like, I said that it was cool coming off of, like, Resident Evil 6 and, like, Resident Evil Revelations and all of... that it was, like, moving more towards, like, the, you know, single, like, setting, scary house puzzle...
Yeah.
...oriented, like, horror game. Because I was, like, missing that in the franchise. But, like, it didn't need to be called Resident Evil. Like, it could have been something entirely different, and, like, it's not until the last, like, minute of the game that, like, Chris Redfield shows up and is like, oh, by the way, this is Resident Evil, in case you forgot. Like, there's some, like, little teases in the beginning, like, you find a newspaper article in, like, the beginning of the game that's written by, the person who wrote a couple newspaper articles on, like, Resident Evil 1 and 2, I think.
I'm now thinking about how cool.
But it's just like, okay, cool reference that only like 5% of your audience gets.
I'm thinking about how cool it would be to do like a large-scale version of a PT game where it's like a whole game, like Resident Evil 7, and it's only at the very end that it's revealed that, by the way, this whole game is like part of this franchise.
That'd be, I mean.
Like, kind of
like when you say it like
did.
that, it sounds really cool. I just think Resident Evil 7 didn't do a good job of it.
No, I did think is like it would be better if like it didn't tell you that it was Resident Evil 7 when it did.
Yeah,
is what I mean.
No, absolutely. Like it would be cool if it was just like what the Resident Evil 8 naming convention is, or it's just called like Village or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if it was just called like Village, and it was just like a scary house game, and then
at the end you find out that
Chris Redfield shows up.
Game.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Honestly, like, one of the only games I'm actually looking forward to right now is whatever the Rain World developers have been teasing on Twitter for the past couple months.
Oh yeah,
or the past like month and a half. Yeah, they keep posting these like, they'll be like, oh, uploading and like a little loading bar, and then like a few days later we'll post like a teaser video that they've been calling signals, and so far there's been 3 signals that just show like an environment with like some music in the background and like this weird symbol. It's really unclear what it is, and like the Rain World Discord's been freaking out.
It looks cool, whatever it is.
There's definitely going to be a new video dropping this week, like just timing wise, since they're teasing another one right now.
Well, I was like, well, I'm just gonna run past all these annoying gargoyles and get to whatever the boss at the end of this area is. Anyway, it's the fat baby man.
All I do is play Rain World now, so.
All I do are play, well, shit like this and other just weird games. I don't know. That's like the other problem with like getting involved in this stuff still, is that it's hard because it's like there's so many like old games that I have never played. And I like bad games, so it's like it's not even like even just of good games. There's like a bunch I haven't played, but there's also like a ton of like crap games that I'm like, yeah, I want to play the entire Trapped series. I've only played Clock Tower 3 and Clock Tower 1.
We should get into like old like PS2 horror games like The Suffering.
I mean, we could. I could. I've gotten it. I mean, I got PS3 shit to emulate. Well, it probably would not be very hard to get PS2 to emulate on mine.
Oh yeah, I've emulated PS2 before. It works pretty well.
I really want to play through all of the Yakuza games, but those games are like there's so many games I want to play through that's like, oh man, this game is like over 100 hours, and there's multiple games from the series I want to play.
Yeah, everyone's been saying I should play the Yakuza games, but I've had that exact problem where it's like, but there's so many, and they're like all Grand Theft Auto length. Please just let me kill one of these golems so that fight will get like 10 times easier.
Do you ever gain any health back when you're fighting?
Encounter mode? Yeah.
Or just
so
like just in general?
Oh yeah, because like they'll have like the blue drops that you'll see sometimes are health, and the red drops are encounter mode magic.
Okay. Hi, Lake Scum.
Hi, Lake Scum. Just tearing through these golems.
Yay, did it.
Oh, I got my heaven sent garb. I got my heaven sent chicken delivered.
I have a question, Jerry.
Yeah, what's up?
Is there a place in Seattle where you can have poutine?
Yes, I know I can't remember where, but I know we've gotten good poutine downtown. Fuck, if my boyfriend was here, I could ask him because he has gotten poutine before. I want to say North Star Cafe also has poutine.
Oh, okay.
Lake Scum, the most heinous nonsense you missed was an extended scene where Zero lectures Decadus and the other one, Octa, about how they're bad at sex because Octa relies too much on his massive dick and Decadus is too kinky. And then immediately after that, Octa started talking about how, like, yeah, he likes to have sex with intoners, but he also likes to have sex with people, and then he lists 3 other things off and they're all censored.
Yeah, probably illegal in the United States.
Or Japan, so he could have just been saying, Zoe also recommends a place called Angry Beaver that I haven't been to.
Whoa, I love that cartoon.
Oh, it's Canada themed, that's why.
Oh yeah, are there like, so we have several Canadian friends in a games chat that we're in, and
tell them I'm sorry, because that's how they say sorry over there. That's how they say it over there. But go on.
They're constantly talking about Canadian like products and just like, oh man, I'm going to Tim Hortons today. Oh, I'm eating Pizza Pops today, and like,
what? Hold on, Pizza Pops?
Pizza Pops? I looked it up. They're basically like Hot Pockets, but like Canadian, and they're from Pillsbury. And one of our friends just constantly eats Pizza Pops, and he just like can't get enough of them.
Oh, here we are, best part of the game.
My name is Mikhail. My name is Mikhail. I really love me some Z.
If you guys liked the Doom song from Invader Zim.
I was just about to bring up Invader Zim.
Alright, well, that was cute.
It's time for verse 2. My name is Mikhail. My name is Mikhail.
I desperately need a like breakcore remix of this.
Hey.
Huh?
There better not be a third verse.
What?
Sing again and I'll kill you.
Fine.
I
Up ahead. I can feel the sun up ahead.
You sure? I didn't think 3 could fly.
I can feel it. Hero. She's here. I know it.
Don't worry, we're gonna get to kill more wyverns, which is Mikhail's favorite thing, besides rotten meat and singing. How about this?
Yeah, I'm so strong.
Oh.
What the? What's that?
What the? Those are the
What
bricks,
the?
which are in Drakengard 1, and also in this game.
I'm so sorry, Elbent.
What did Elbent say?
I went to Bojangles and it was closed and thought about going to McDonald's, but they were also both closed. I'm completely junk food blue-balled right now.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
F in the chat.
We had a thin crust Domino's pizza, so I'm not in a very junk foody mood right now. I mean, we had some last night, sorry.
What's wrong?
I don't know why Octa sounds like he's in a mech.
Octa sounds like a mech. It's like I'm piloting the Octa right now.
Octa's second form is that he becomes a giant mech, and it's just never discussed in the game until now.
It looks like the mech in Metal Gear Solid 5 that just has like a big dick gun.
I do love the continuing bit with Zero, where it's just like, oh, by the way, magic is happening, and she's just like, sure, why not? Zero is basically Sweet D from Always Sunny. Oh. Oh, there's my sister. She's on these chains.
3. Redeem thyself, Azrael.
The little Mikhail. Ah!
Zero. I think that's an ancient dragon.
I guess that explains all the magical energy. Damn, this is annoying.
Wow,
Quit
big
jumping
tail.
around.
He's too fast for me. I can't aim right. Plus he's
What? You're hitting him right now.
scared.
You keep hitting him. What are you talking about, Mikhail?
Zero. Oh, I missed it all. Fighting an ancient dragon is bad.
Huh? What do you mean?
It's bad, Zero. I don't know why. I just know. Dragons. We can't fight them.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's gonna be
He's
fine.
getting a tummy ache. His anxiety is so bad.
It's gonna be fun.
But
Have I ever lied to you?
Yeah, where are the other ones? Like, where's Octa and Day, whatever?
Decadus, Merryweather. I'm assuming he's just on the ground.
So trust me.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
here
fuck.
with you, and it's going to be okay.
okay.
Repeat it.
It's gonna be okay.
Fucking it.
Stop that pretty quickly.
This guy sure loves running away, huh? Stupid bastard. Stand still and fight me, shithog.
Whoa.
Oh. I don't know what going in toner mode during a cutscene is gonna do, but I guess we'll find out.
God damn it. How can something that damn big be that damn fast?
Oh. Oh, there he is.
Well, where did he come from?
How did you get here?
I had Octa give me a boost.
That's
I love just the implication that Octa just threw him really high up in the air.
Trouble.
yeah. I can't hit this twitchy son of a bitch.
Leave it to me. My angel holds the power to slow down his movements by a considerable degree.
Well, I mean, I was chipping away at his health pretty great. You don't have to do it too much. Oh, I mean, okay.
But if I use such power, I'll go back to being a bird.
A Boyd.
Your lack of pity is intoxicating.
What? You want to call it off?
You deny me this pleasure? No. I must do this. It is my reward.
Alright, calm down now.
Armoros!
Literally covering his boner.
Did she just actually like cuck him into being a bird?
Yeah, no, he just volunteered to summon a giant building that'll slow down time. So that basically that's Sister 4's like summon, and he basically just agreed to summon it for you, which would destroy him, but would slow time down enough that you could actually fight this thing.
Not driving you crazy or anything?
No, I'm A-okay.
I guess you were kind of crazy to begin with.
Look, Zero. Check it out. I summoned an ancient dragon all by myself.
She's in that building?
No, the building is the actual angel that was summoned.
Oh.
So we fought that building previously, but now it's fighting for us.
I love after fighting a building that the building will fight for you.
It's like a Pokemon, yeah. Hold on, my sister's gotta shut up for a second while I use these potions.
Beneath the waves. I want to die.
Oh yeah? I can arrange that.
This is like anime 2001.
I've got an ancient dragon on my side. Remember? Now it's your turn to die.
Just kidding. Dying sucks actually, and I don't like it. Whoa. Oh fuck. Damn it. I was hoping going in toner mode would help me out there.
Did it make any difference?
No, because he didn't go into his vulnerable frames. Which would like make my attack being stronger more helpful. There it is. There's his.
Damn, this is like turning into Toho.
I mean, honestly, that's like a running theme in his games too, is to just have different types of games play. So there are actual bullet like hell games in like Nier Automata, and I think Nier 1 that specifically are supposed to be like almost like Toho games. Mikhail. Got him.
Yeah. One to go.
It's actually weird that Yoko Taro hasn't made a shoot 'em up or a rhythm game, considering that he puts both of those in his games a lot.
Yeah. It would be cool if Yoko Taro made like a shmup with like like a few brief scenes of like action RPG fighting.
Yeah. It's like a Toho game, but in between it, you have to play Dynasty Warrior games.
Yeah. You just have like one short like Dark Souls scene.
My favorite of these, and because like I do want to do a Nier stream as well, but my favorite example of those is that in Nier, in the middle of it, there's like a Diablo clone for one level. Just one level, there's a Diablo clone.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait, what game is that? 400 endings in your DDR game.
I would love to play a DDR game like this. Alright, when's Octa gonna turn into a bird?
Probably this level.
Now that everyone's gone.
family, are we?
Yeah. I miss chatting with everyone before bedtime.
Aww.
No point thinking about it now. Go to sleep.
I really like having everyone with us, you know?
Walks off like this.
Why the long face, Octa? Late for your nightly measuring ceremony?
Oh yeah. The thing that leads into the isometric part is the Resident Evil riff in Nier.
Yes. I tell you, it is really quite strange. The little scamp won't rise for me tonight. Not a single twitch.
Uh-oh,
That's
Octa.
So much for the great Octa's illustrious career, eh?
Well, I got a product for you, BlueChew.com.
And just when I had your exclusive attention.
Octa, your problem would be solved if you listen to podcasts.
Let's get going.
Lady, if I may, I think the time has come for you to tell me about your flower.
Are we gonna get backstory?
Forgive me, my lady. Have I overstepped my bounds?
No, I suppose it's about time.
The game
It all
speaking to the
started
player.
2 years
So yeah, I guess it's time enough. So we're gonna find out what the backstory of all this is, and what's really been going on.
Where that awful flower came from.
Oh, he means the actual little flower in her eye, for once, and not like a pussy metaphor.
The land of seas.
What's this?
Whoa.
No flower in my eye. I'm just a regular gal.
Reveal the truth of it all.
I still have all my weapons though. in this battle.
Hi, I'm Zero. I'm just your average sister.
My name's Zero, not because I'm a series of sisters. That's just what my name is. Anyway.
Is the volume supposed to be low at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the orchestral piece is kicking in now.
Was the
Defeat
day I
the
died.
wizards.
Now I'm just
Died
a
fighting
corpse being
wizards.
kept alive by the flower's magic. A corpse. My brain, my heart, my body. It's all being kept in motion by the flower. I'm no longer alive in any real sense of the word.
Just delivering this poetic thing over you, just
This flower
slaughtering
is
wizards.
Just spamming like spin slices.
feeding off me. Eventually, it's going to consume me entirely. And once that happens, once it's fully grown, it's going to destroy everything.
I like that, like, this reveal is like, oh yeah, the flower didn't make me bloodthirsty. I was just kind of already like that. Down, 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 down. What do you guys think of this song?
Pretty good.
Very heartfelt.
Wizards
eliminated.
Theme for Wizards eliminated. Defeat the imps.
the imps.
What's she doing here? Like, what's?
She's defeating imps and wizards. I think it's pretty straightforward to me. Look, sometimes when you live in a world of mischief, you go around and there's wizards and imps that you gotta fight.
That's fair.
I was just doing my normal shit that I always do, and then this flower thing came along.
Completely unrelated to me slaughtering all these wizards and imps. A flower just showed up. Oh, there's the imp.
I was just doing normal shit like normal girls like me do. And suddenly,
some people are horse girls. Me, I'm an imp slaughtering girl. Fuck! Where'd that imp go? Oh, there it is. There I was, slaughtering my weekly 3 imps. When suddenly this gosh darn flower attached itself to my eye. Needless to say, I was in quite a pickle.
Elvin said on the note, it would actually be kind of funny after Zero explains all this deeply personal trauma, and it did come back to Octa being like, well, that wasn't what I meant by flower, but okay, I guess.
He's like, I just meant, like, you know, why is your, like, pussy weird?
Imps eliminated.
Theme for Imps eliminated.
When I realized I was infected by a flower that was going to end the world, I tried to kill myself. Well, technically I was already dead, but yeah.
Anyway. Then I just, like, killed all these, like, soldier dudes.
Does the flower get her? Did it already happen?
No, she hasn't even got the flower. She's
Oh.
just talking about what happened before she got
She's
the
just
flower.
thinking about like a totally separate time where she's just killing a bunch of people.
Little girls, one after the other. They burst out of me and ran off before I could blink. Basically, to prevent me from killing it, the flower made copies of me. And that's how I ended up with my sisters.
So that's why every time the sisters are trying to give backstory, she's like, that didn't happen. She's like, those aren't, like, that never happened. Like, you were born, like, a year ago.
Running around killing all of its little corpse sisters.
So the sisters came out of her eye flower?
Yes, the flower, basically because she tried to kill herself in order to stop the flower from ending the world, the flower made 5 clones of her, which are her sisters, in order to keep itself alive. Which is also why the sisters then went over and basically became like leaders of different kingdoms, was that they used, yeah, here, she's explaining it.
They come from a flower that's gonna end the world, and they fight for peace. Hilarious.
Basically, the sisters helped like bring peace to all these areas, essentially to like create a cover story to like the fact that they're not going to end the world.
Why are they gonna end the world? Or is it just
I might as well finish it.
just a bad flower?
It's like a parasite, basically.
So that's about
It's
the long and
coronavirus.
short of it. This whole thing's about.
Anyway, here's what I meant about my favorite trick, is using the spear to just do that. Ow! Zoe, what's the question? You could probably just ask me and I'll just answer it. It's just I definitely have to answer it if you spend points or whatever on it. Oh, Farmer, I still need your help setting up a soundboard. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like where people can give you bits to play a sound.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.
Wow, this music
is
feeling like a
frickin' beautiful.
feeling like a damn Miyazaki movie.
I was trying to think of a sex word for me, like similar to Miyazaki, and I couldn't. Mia Yowie.
I like how she already explained everything, so then we just have to like
Just kill our way through this area.
Yeah, like resume the flashback with just no commentary.
I'm a big fan of the fact that she tells all this. None of it explains at all why she's killing all these people, or like why all these people want her dead in the first place. Because you assumed that like the reason everyone's trying to kill her is because she's like the person killing all the intoners, but it's like this is before that, so it's just like no, she just was always killing people. Also, we still have yet to get a Yoko Taro game that is not post-apocalyptic. Since technically this is also... Because Accord is technically from the air quotes old world, which we don't know what it is, but we do know that it's like a that we are in a post-apocalyptic society from which the old world... from which we are post the old world.
Does Nier Automata have the same combat as this?
No, it's a platinum game.
Oh,
So I
okay.
guess I guess you could say it's like maybe similar, but it's like an actual platinum game. So it fights more like Revengeance and Bayonetta.
Okay.
James, you don't remember playing it?
Nope.
You played like the first
I
hour.
played like, yeah. I feel like it was mostly cutscenes. I started playing it and then we like stopped and I never played it. I never picked it up again. I have no idea why.
You couldn't get good.
Yeah.
Ow, what the fuck?
I remember ending up on like a space station.
Yeah, because
that looked like the circle room in 2001.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the reality show at first. By the way, chat, if you haven't seen The Circle, well, give it a watch. It's really fun. It's like the only good reality show after Pretty Wild.
The reality show, not the
Not the movie.
Not the shitty movie.
Oh, watch both.
Yeah, consider them spiritual successors. At that time in the past, by the way, I did also get some gold. Oh. Again, why are these people like just so infurious at her that they're like, we gotta kill this bitch?
Zero like back in like present time, Zero's just like kind of like standing there with like a blank stare.
she's
thinking
like,
about murdering, just like in the middle of a story, just like cuts off.
She's like pantomiming all the fight moves she did.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Octa's like, okay, but what happened after you killed all the guys on the beach? Wait, hold on. So then one of the guys, like, kind of ran away from me. So I got him, and then I jumped over the barrier. This is after I got the checkpoint, by the way. And then I got some health from a box.
Saw 2 more boxes.
2 more boxes. Tell you what, there's more health in them, and an item that I didn't see. But then a boat.
And then there was a boat.
It was freaking Normandy over here, but with
couple guys came
ogre
out.
guys. Wait, what? It was at that point that I summoned a dragon.
As I searched for a way to kill my sisters, I learned there was only one option. If I wanted to put him in the ground for good, I was going to need a dragon. See, to break the flower's magic, only a dragon, or a weapon made from a dragon, will do the trick. So I joined up with...
Anyway, then I used a health potion.
And the two of us worked together.
Michael!
The dragon thing was completely unrelated. We were already friends before. We liked killing. At that point, because I'd killed all the sand ogres, the door unlocked, which allowed me to proceed to the next area.
Zero.
Yeah.
Damn, we're still in this.
Are you certain about this?
What's wrong, Michael? You scared?
Who's Michael?
That's who Mikhail was.
A dragon who reneges
Yeah.
on his word? That'd be something.
I would never summon myself.
Michael the
Then
dragon.
you know what to do.
So I'm pretty sure
You
this
can
might
just
actually
call me
be
Mikey.
post-flower then, but like before the flower is visible on her body.
Oh.
Basically, she just explained that she teamed up with Michael because she found out that like the only way she could kill the flower is with a dragon or with a weapon made from the dragon. And then Michael showed up, and that was like the start of their friendship.
How'd she meet a dragon?
You know, you gotta like know a guy, but like they're not that hard to find. It turns out.
That
I
at a
love
party?
giving normal names to pets.
Yeah.
Very funny.
This is I like that
the
like
dog.
she gave the second iteration of the dragon named Mikhail like a more interesting name, but this version is like, no, just Michael.
There's websites for meeting dragons. That's true.
You have to kill me too. Deal?
Oh, hey, Tony.
Oh, hey Tony.
Oh, hi Tony.
How did she get the flower? So the flower is just a parasite, and basically she had died, assumedly while killing a bunch of people. So essentially, when she died, oh cool, I already got that open. The flower took over her, so she's technically like not alive. Like she is being kept alive purely by the flower.
Oh, look who it is.
That's when I met this cunt.
Well, well. Glad to see you're finally interested in hearing me out.
Yeah.
Though you could sound a bit more thankful at least.
Just start talking before I tear you apart.
Ooh, scary. Fine, fine. Listen up. For starters, let's talk about your sisters, shall we? You know, the accursed sisters that you're destined to fight. Then, we should talk about how much time you've got left.
Just doing her daily murmurs and fuck, I gotta. Yeah, it's like when you get athletes fit at the gym.
A bunch of loot, and I've found a bunch of treasure.
Yeah, I got black base material. I didn't know what it was for yet, but later, which
I
is
saved my progress.
I went to the store, I bought more blue potions.
At this point, she just starts from the beginning of the game and like starts telling him things that he was there for, and he's like, "I know." And she's like, "Hold on," and then. Anyway, now we're in Route D, which is technically different than even that, but you're not going to remember any of that because you weren't really around for Route C, which... Can't upload my Dax Lord Flames. That's maxed out. There we go. Oh, Tony, right now it's me and then my good friends James and Chloe. Chloe from GameSpot, right? GameStop or GameSpot?
I work at GameStop.
Chloe's the manager at our local GameStop.
We met at FurCon. Was it FurCon? A few years ago.
Yeah. So you would have met them at FurCon. They were my normie friends I've known since college. Yeah. Minmo TV and Jams Virtual on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Mikey.
Oh, hi, Mikey.
Hello.
Yeah, we did meet at FurCon.
One of my favorite memories is still Chloe, you being like, "Oh, is it like, are people gonna get mad at me if I make fun of the cop furries?" And I just straight up was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, literally nobody except cop furries are gonna defend them.
I know that I will never forget this journey.
Never forget it.
Elbent, that's horrifying.
This is one's home base, is it?
Oh, that is horrifying. That is like that nightmares that I had when we had when we had shared stuff at like colleges.
Stop repeating yourself.
It's a real Fall Guys situation here. Excuse me.
My name is Zero, the original intoner.
Really, fall girls.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Knock it off! I'm trying to make a speech here! Now... oh, for fuck's sake! Now I lost my place!
God, I love her. There's a reason one of the few furry commissions I've gotten in quarantine, sorry to be a furry, is it was just a sheet of my character dressed as people, and one of them was fucking Zero.
Oh, I think I saw that. The what you got commissioned recently?
Yeah. It's my character dressed as Zero, Kaime from Kaime from Nier, Grace from the end of, oh god, I'm blanking on the name of the movie. Ready or Not, Betty Riverdale, Buddy from Lisa the Joyful and Painful, not Heather Mason, oddly enough, but that's because I've already gotten rid of them. Oh, and Laura Palmer.
Yeah, really good.
I probably mentioned it before, but like honestly, part of where I got the idea from was Kate Wirtz, this comics person I really like. Every year she does a Halloween thing where she has this character that she draws wearing a bunch of Halloween costumes, and it's usually like horror movies that like she's seen that year that she really likes, or just like movies that like she's revisited recently and is like, oh, I really like this character. But it's included things like Laura Dern's character in Inland Empire.
Jesus.
Or like Bruce from Dogtooth. Very much just like, oh, these are characters that I really like, usually like women characters that like I really like.
Yeah.
Jay, you played through all the Lisa games, right?
I did, yeah. It took me a time to get through them, but I finally was able to beat them. Did you guys ever play them?
Because Tony was asking if you would recommend them.
That's hard. I actually still do not like the first Lisa at all. I think it's super exploitative and gross.
You're talking about like the original RPG Maker Lisa, right?
Yeah, but it's like I feel like Lisa the Painful is in part a direct response to that. Like I feel like part of the development of it is him essentially realizing that like, wow, why did I make a game that was basically basically a game where I am processing the experiences that somebody else had by making art about it, and I feel like Lisa the Painful is way more like, oh, this is about like, what does it mean to like try to take on this idea that you are responsible for like someone else's abuse and that therefore you are responsible for like solving it, and like how does that actually make you like complicit in like not helping that person get better. A lot of people, like H Bomber Guy has this whole review of it or whatever that's like fine, but I think the game is a lot more interesting to read as kind of being like specifically about like survivor's guilt with relation to abuse, where it's like the sort of guilt of being the person who is not the abused victim, but who witnessed it and didn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's why the first one I really didn't like it, but then when I played the second one, the vibe I got was it was like a lot more self-aware of the fact that that's what he did with the first game, and rather than just being like, I'm gonna make a game about how hard it is when people around you are abused, it's like specifically about how like taking that kind of approach to other people's pain is actually like exploitative of that person.
Yeah, just for context, like for if anyone doesn't know, like the first Lisa was about like it was like kind of based on one of his ex-girlfriends, right?
Yeah, he was inspired by like an ex-girlfriend of his who had basically been a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and it was a game about how like fucked up that is and how much that like fucks people up for life. But it was a game that a guy made about his ex-girlfriend, basically. And so, like, it got a lot of praise, but I am glad that, assumedly of his own accord, he realized, oh, actually, it's kind of fucked up that I basically made a game about my ex-girlfriend's, like, history of trauma. Oh, hey, Dragon. Gabrielle.
Listen, Octo, 1 second.
And then I really like Lisa the Joyful, even though it's like not as fun to play. because it's kind of partially about like how at the end of all of that, like when you are a survivor of the essentially like imagine the situation of like being like the grandchild of a cycle of abuse in your family, how that just creates an expectation of like, okay, well then I'm gonna be strong unlike everyone else in my family. But it's complicated. I would not say that the games are without their flaws themselves, but I always really enjoyed the fact that it sounds like he realized why the first game was kind of a fucked up game to make. Wow, I hate this asshole.
What's that foul demon planning to do with Our Lady One? I hesitate to even think it. We must put a stop to her.
Oh, that guy's hard.
Yeah, because he's got this fucking flame attack. Like Scum, yeah, no, I think you're right. Honestly, I would not be surprised if she just like saw it and was like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah, that'd probably be kind of awkward.
The soundtrack to those games is incredible, though. Still, I will say that I could definitely recommend the soundtracks with no hesitation.
Yeah, the all the songs I've heard from those games are really good.
There's the one that has the sample of it's like a sample from oh god, what is it? Shinobi, I think, where it's a character going and it's just looped to make like a club beat.
You're right. Can't lose now.
Was it all just like that one guy who
Yeah.
did like the music and everything?
Yeah, no,
and
it's
art?
I'm pretty sure I don't know if he necessarily programmed it all or it'll help, but he is also the guy who made all the music for the games.
I think
yeah.
I'm friends with him on Steam, and like he just has like hundreds of thousands of or like tens of thousands of hours in RPG Maker on
That's
Steam.
very funny.
Lake Scum asked Jay they want to hear your take on Ready or Not because it was in your Persona thing, and they're wondering if it's cool.
It is extremely a 7 out of 10 horror film. It's like I don't know if it's on Netflix, but I would consider it like a Netflix film, like a movie you put on because you just want to put on like a fun little horror film. I felt like there's a lot about it that I felt like could have been better, but the actress who plays Grace does like an incredible job with the character and brings a lot of like fun pathos to her. And the ending scene that outfit and that whole scene comes from is not to like overuse the word iconic, but it's like it's very, very old school like final girl horror sequence, and I really liked that. I would say I liked it a lot more than I liked You're Next, and it's very similar in tone.
Man, I've been wanting to rewatch Your Next because I remember liking it, but I don't remember a lot about it specifically. I've also been wanting to watch that guy's other movie, The Guest. Have you guys seen that?
No, what's The Guest?
I also saw that a while ago too. It's hard to say without like spoiling anything, but
oh wait,
I think I would say that that guy also makes extremely 7 out of 10 horror movies.
Like me saying 7 out of 10 is praise to an extent that it's like for when I describe something as 7 out of 10, I mean it is like you kind of have to go into it knowing that it's like there's going to be flaws, it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be great, but that like there's enough interesting stuff in it that like that makes it worth watching.
It's like above average for what you would expect from a kind of meh horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be like complete garbage. It's not going to be like so bad it's good movie. It's going to be like there's stuff in it that like makes it more interesting than your average horror film, but like don't go in expecting it to be like a particularly great horror film, maybe like a couple memorable scenes. Like that's what I like in a lot of like 7 out of 10s.
Oh, by the way, Tony subscribed.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
I never asked for forgiveness.
Yeah, it did a cool fireworks or confetti animation on your page.
I was trying
I
to.
love giving Amazon money. Bezos bucks.
Not to be like, oh, we live in a society. So I won't. I won't. I hate that Amazon owns everything though in my city. And I hate
Yeah, a lot of shit here is
Oh, hey, Cord,
Amazon.
what's up?
Huh?
Yeah.
GM. The flower's defenses created 5 sisters from Zero's body.
Yeah, they
At
did.
First,
What's up?
They were simply corpses controlled by the flower. But soon
Okay.
they gained self-awareness and began to act of their own free will.
I think in the last stream I posted Bezos' address.
Destroyed, mankind has
What?
Oh yeah, I forgot
Really?
about that. Oh, it's
'Cause as
September. Zoe does say it is September, so less money goes to Amazon this month. So that's
But
nice.
I disagree. I think at least we might be able to
Yeah, as a mod, I can make polls, and I think the polls was just like, where does Bezos live? And I post, and like all the answers were like,
I'll erase this entry and
all
end
of
recording
Jeff
on
Bezos' known addresses,
End recording.
celebrity subs,
Uh,
sandwich subs.
Uh-oh.
Homicide! Invade!
Oh no, Octa's summoning the Funko Pops to save me, which means he's gonna turn into a
Oh.
bird.
What are those?
Those are the they're the evil dolls that Sister 3 could control. Little big planets. It's a crossover.
Even in times of crisis, my man's sword is as sharp as a witch's.
Which is what? Guess we'll never know. Oh, for people who've missed it, at the end of Route A, we find out that your sister 1 also has a twin brother that she made called Brother 1, and he is the one who finds the cult of the Watchers who run the world in Drakengard 1.
Engage accelerator.
Whoa. Here she comes. That's what I say when I'm running to the kitchen to get a snack, is just engage accelerator. And then just
When you're running to the kitchen for a snack, but it's dark and you're low-key scared.
Under authority 777.
Why'd you get that old ass cell phone?
Because she's from the past.
51.08 seconds from now, the shield will vanish for 0.5 seconds.
Damn, she got the engage.
Just
Allow.
make sure you're ready. If you die here, this entire branch is going to terminate.
Why did that get caught by the filter?
Make this happen.
Twitch wants to censor goths.
Yeah. Oh.
Understood.
got-
Executing code.
So basically, she just hacked the mainframe for us.
Hell yeah.
She literally just like hacked the game and disabled one shield so that we could hit her with a sword in the face.
Just enabled no clip for a second.
Yeah. Enable God mode. Turn on Big Head.
Turn on DK mode.
Thank you, based Accord.
When I'm trying to find the Honda Accord in the parking lot.
When I'm looking for the thing to plug in the TV and my roommate asks, what are you looking for? And I say Accord, and then they don't hear what I said and I have to repeat myself. Lake Scum, yes.
You weren't going to interfere.
And the revelation is that Accord is a robot.
This went
Much
a
like
little different.
in Nier Automata.
Ooh.
So there's a weird theme of robots from the very beginning.
More human, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Zero, please. I'm a little tired.
Good night, Accord. Tell the whole world I said hi.
Bonk.
Oh, 1 second. I gotta check something.
So much experience.
You bet. Give the old world a vibe check. Bonk. Wait, where did Jay go?
J Rage quit. They're just, I don't know, they just said be right back. Yep.
Is this the last? Was that it? Was that the last level?
I don't know.
I mean, they all turned into birds.
Oh god, Jay died in the game and then died in real life.
Oh no.
All right, sorry, I heard the door, but it was just my roommates taking the dogs out. I died and Accord died, yeah.
Jay, how's the dog doing? Tell us new dog stories.
Oh my god, he's so fast, and we realized, so he's mostly been doing good about like, like being like trained and stuff, but when he has accidents, we notice he keeps going over to this one like door near the patio, and we finally realized that it's because, his old owner was training him on AstroTurf. And the little mat that we have on the door for wiping your feet looks like AstroTurf.
Aw.
So we put the pee pad on top of it, so that way he will, at the very least, be going on a pad and not on top of our carpet in the living room. But now it's time for the final verse. Same as the first.
I love little dogs that just zoom around.
Whenever he gets the zoomies, he just fucking will race back and forth in our house. It's so cute. He also is really bad at judging his ability to like jump on things. So he'll like back up, like literally get a running start to try to like launch himself at like over a barrier, and then it just won't work. He'll just like hit the side of it and fall.
Does he get to just roam the house freely, or?
Just the upstairs area. He doesn't really go downstairs, but we're going to get baby gates for him. And Meeks will mostly keep him in his room just to be safe. Oh, okay, Tony.
Bye, Tony.
Have fun with One Piece.
Bye. Have fun with One Piece.
Zero.
Yes.
I'm very hungry.
I am a hungry boy. Om nom nom nom.
This is
Press start to skim.
Once the flower's in full bloom, you have to destroy it.
When the flower got really big that one time in one of the branches, what was that? What was going on there again?
That was because it was regenerating her.
Oh yeah, she like came out of it.
Yeah,
right?
like basically that's part of like
There's
how it
one
makes
more
her
thing
immortal
I
is
need
that
to tell
she's
you.
reborn out of it when she's when the flower blooms.
You've grown strong. Mikhail.
She said his name, the one thing he's always wanted.
She just hasn't said it before?
She said it in other timelines, but not in this one.
Zero, you big dummy.
Here it is, the big emotional ending. Are you emotioned? Like Scott's like, all right, yeah. So here it is, the last shader to be compiled. And the final fight of the game. By the way, this is also a reference to the joke ending of Drakengard 1. A very similar event happens in that. And much like the joke ending of Drakengard 1, this final boss fight is a rhythm game.
What? Sorry, that was creepy.
Oh.
What? Done.
Game over. Wah, wah.
So, what we're gonna do, instead of me play that, because it is actually very, very hard to do that. Where are you guys?
Instead of that, we're gonna watch Tenet.
Yeah, we're gonna watch all of Tenet, and I'm gonna get my YouTube channel flagged again. Boop. Change that for you guys. And for everyone in stream, hello, and welcome to the truth ending of E.
I only see it on the stream, by the way, not the Discord.
Oh, you know what?
I don't think you changed it for Discord.
My bad. This is Drakengard 3's ending, not Drakengard 1's ending, not Drakengard 3's. This is what I'm looking for. Wait, no. Here it is. Did it not change on Discord?
No. Okay, now I see it.
But yeah, welcome everyone. Here's the...
I just love that it's a little tiny screen.
Yeah.
I like your
just puts it directly over it. Just the full YouTube channel. Yeah, this is... Adjust the audio a little bit on here. This is the brutally hard rhythm game, where part of it is also that there's a part where there are multiple parts where you can't see the actual notes. So you have to just know the rhythm. Yeah, no, I like Yakataro because he's willing to just do stupid bullshit, and a lot of times it's really annoying. But I appreciate when games are willing to be annoying because they're weird, and not annoying because they're like fucking Call of Duty.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. How the fuck are there gamers who vibe with Yoko Taro shit, but will be like, "Oh my god, Kojima, are you serious?"
I can only think it's just because they've played Nier Automata, which is a lot more straightforward. Because like Drakengard and Drakengard 3 are kind of weirder games that not a lot of people have played or even watched playthroughs of.
This is very unsettling.
No, I agree. Like when I first played these games, they're really upsetting. Like I joke a lot in the stream, but Mikhail is like genuinely one of my like favorite characters, and even like Zero is one of my favorite characters because like she's extremely pissed off and like damaged, but it feels like a character that becomes earned. I I think it's because he blends that like just fucking around comedy of it with just like, and then he right hooks you with like, okay, here's something like actually serious.
This feels like end of Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Drakengard 1 has a very, very similar ending, but it's actually easier in Drakengard 1, and it's still almost impossible. So a thing that I've talked to is like a lot of people I know have beaten this by basically, there's like a YouTube video that tells you the timing, and basically you sync it up as you're playing, and you press A as the screen tells you to press A.
That's funny.
Oh.
Because it's
You just have
so
to press
hard.
A on. You just have to press A on the beat, or
you have to
like
press
or
A,
like when the thing's about to hit you.
Like when the thing is about to hit you. So you have to know the gap of time between the beat in the game and the timing of like when you hit the beat. So you'd hear dun dun, and then you'd go dun dun,
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
It's like one bar ahead.
But like, for example, here
I bet I could do this.
And
So
here, like, you have to do
here-
it, but you can't see what.
yeah, you can't see the timing of it. You have to just know what the gap in time between when it starts and when it all goes. By the way, these are the sisters, if you haven't noticed.
It's basically like Rhythm Heaven, like a game that you could technically play each minigame with your eyes closed if you just know the beat.
Yeah.
And as Tony says, yeah, you have to do it 100% perfect. If any one of those
fuck
hits
that.
you, you have to start over.
What the?
That's why I didn't get very far when I was showing it off initially. Because yeah, if one of those hits you, game over. Also, again, remember that as you can see in this YouTube video on the actual PS3, it also lags.
So this is like Yokotaro's like Megalovania.
I guess I've never played Undertales. I've never been to Ubertale. Oh, you can't see where you are in the game? Too bad. Just you know what the timing is, right? Just the audacity. The audacity to do this to you, the player.
Jesus.
Imagine Mikhail's just like, oh, I got, alright, like, okay, Zero, I can eat you, and then you get to this, and it's like, oh, sorry, when I said blue, you have to kill me as I fully bloom, I meant I'm gonna turn into giant, otherworldly statue creatures attacking you with music.
Mikhail's like, what is going on?
Yeah, no, it really is like a land of lustrous enemies. By the way, 6 minutes, but the full fight is 8. This is one trans man hanging out with 6 trans women. And then the screen fades to black, and you have to keep doing it.
What's in Don't Look?
Don't
look. I put it there for a reason.
Yeah.
Can I go pee?
You're gonna miss one last bit.
With you.
It's almost done.
Oh, I thought
Oh, yeah,
Kyle
yeah.
was gonna ask me, can I go pee?
Killing was hard. It was really hard. But
Stop repeating things.
getting to be with you, Zero, getting to eat next to you, getting to fly around with you, getting to have you yell at me, and then getting to be friends again. It was really, really fun.
I'm glad. Mikhail,
Yeah?
it's almost time.
Okay.
By the way, during that cutscene,
Fun.
I'm glad.
I think it's around here.
Mikhail,
Yeah?
it's almost time.
Oh, it's somewhere in there. Anyway, during one of those cutscenes, she says a line, and there's a musical cue, and you have to know that you're also supposed to match that cue, or you also get a game over, and then you don't get the ending cutscene.
What the?
And
Oh.
that is Yoko Taro's game.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was Drakengard 3.
You did it.
You
There's
did.
also the DLC. Maybe I'll play this next time.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you guys don't want to sit through the next couple parts of the DLC right now, since we've been going for 3 hours.
Oh, probably not.
I can't do it now.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Showing us.
Yeah, they're giving me shit because in the Twitch chat, when I closed it, it just pulled from the second window that I had open, which apparently was just Twitter.
Yeah, I saw. I saw it.
Oh yeah, no, the thing we've talked about before about Yoko Taro having a thing is very funny, considering the fact that Mikhail is very obviously another avatar for Yoko Taro, because he's very similar to Emil and to the immortal godchild in Drakengard 1, who's also very obviously a Yoko Taro insert. But yeah. Thank you for joining
very
us.
interesting to watch like 30% of this game and then the ending.
And then the ending.
Thanks for having us on.
Dragon Cat.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about playing this game, but the final boss convinced me to break any copy I see on site. Dragon Catman, if it helps you, you can't get to that final boss until you get every sword in this game. But yeah, I think that's it. I might, like I said, I might play the DLC myself and decide if I'm gonna actually do a stream of it. There's a very good chance I won't. So keep an eye out for when I decide what next game I want to stream.
Jay, are you gonna be on James's Metal Gear Solid 2 stream tomorrow?
Yes, I was actually gonna ask what day that was. Oh yeah, so if you guys want
Tomorrow.
to see me tomorrow day, why that's almost tomorrow. If people would like to also see me talk about Metal Gear Solid 2, you should follow James anyway, because his streams are really good.
Yeah, we're streaming tomorrow at 7 Pacific, so at the same time this stream started.
Yeah.
We should be able to beat it tomorrow, do you think?
Maybe. Big maybe. If we do a really long stream, we could. It's possible. Well, the thing is that the very ending it's a lot of cutscenes at the end.
Yeah, also I just remembered like a big section that we haven't even gotten to yet that takes a really long time.
We'll see. Either one or two. But yeah, I'm super excited because that's like one of my favorite games. So
Yeah, so Join the farmer and also join myself, I guess, there. Also follow Minmo TV because Chloe's gonna start streaming again once they can change their name.
I'd follow me on Twitter if you want instead. Here, I'll post it because I'm gonna change my Twitch name soon.
But I think those followers will carry over.
I mean, yeah, you
right?
can still follow me on Twitch too. I just will probably have a different name soon. But you'll be able to follow updates on my Twitter.
Yeah, and then whenever I stream next, it'll probably be like next week. I'll probably do that because I was gonna go spend the weekend at my boyfriend's house because he lives nearby.
Yay!
Anyway.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Tony, yes.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.